Updates making feasts. Roof raise, can you see it? Luck ain't even in it. This is just a bunch of heavy lifting. So look, it's a Wednesday running back. There's a W in the chat. The Catdets spitting facts. Got the Catholic culture on the map. There ain't no PvP. We're preaching PvP. If you want COC, you better show you mean it. Stay in culture, let's make some more. Catdets corner, so you call her. All the baddies is a lady. Pull up, he's a lady. Killing him, he also known as that. Chatting with cash on the back end. I was gonna add up the change like a cat. Gotta say I'm glad I was in the Jupiverse. Like an OG status and I'm still up on the path. Cooking over gas, started the expansion. Looking like a black fan, it's fun to be a cat. If you ain't one yet, you should stick around for that. When my name turned red, I felt the burst of passion. I just go get it moving on. Making do some music in the cats like it's a groove. Truly, cats looking like a little movie. Life getting changed, that's how he said he do it. We got wins here every week. I've been saying that it's heat. Every call I be getting geeked. I'm in thrall for every figure. Updates making feasts. Roof raise, can you see it? Luck ain't even in it. This is just a bunch of heavy lifting. So look, it's a Wednesday running back. There's a W in the chat. The Catdets spitting facts. Got the Catholic culture on the map. There ain't no PvP. We're preaching PvP. If you want COC, wins here every week. I've been saying that it's heat. Every call I be getting geeked. I'm in thrall for every speaker. Updates making feasts. Roof raise, can you see it? Luck ain't even in it. This is just a bunch of heavy lifting. So look, it's a Wednesday running back. There's a W in the chat. The Catdets spitting facts. Got the Catholic culture on the map. There ain't no PvP. We're preaching PvP. If you want COC, you better show you mean it. Stay in culture, let's make some more. Catdets corner, so you call her. All the baddies is a lady. Pull up, he's a lady. Killing him, he also known as that. Chatting with cash on the back end. I was gonna add up the change like a cat. Gotta say I'm glad I was in the Jupiverse. Like an OG status and I'm still up on the path. Cooking over gas, started the expansion. Looking like a black fan, it's fun to be a cat. If you ain't one yet, you should stick around for that. When my name turned red, I felt the burst of passion. I just go get it moving on. Making do some music in the cats like it's a groove. Truly, cats looking like a little movie. Life getting changed, that's how he said he do it. We got wins here every week. I've been saying that it's heat. Every call I be getting geeked. I'm in thrall for every speaker. Updates making feasts. Roof raise, can you see it? Luck ain't even in it. This is just a bunch of heavy lifting. So look, it's a Wednesday running back. There's a W in the chat. The Catdets spitting facts. Got the Catholic culture on the map. There ain't no PvP.
Ain't no PvP. COC, you better show you mean it. Yo, what's going on? Let me get the Catman himself on stage. Let me get him vertical so we can see.
Let's go.
Let's go. Buddy boy, how you feeling? It's been a minute since we had a Planetary call. It feels so goddamn good to be back with all of you. The dulcet tones. Indeed, touching grass. You're not wrong. The dulcet tones of meow. How you feeling, brother?
Overloaded, overwhelmed, and backlog of comms, constipated. But you know what? But I think that's the point of the Planetary call, right? To to use this call as a way to stop being backlogged, right? I'm saying actually start talking. You see what I'm saying? Right?
That's right.
Yeah. Let's go. Yeah.
Absolutely. Folks, we have a great one for you today. We have a bunch of people. We got Frenchie saying something in the chat. I'm not sure what exactly. Petition for Meow to grow long hair. That I'm definitely into. Grow a long mustache. That's I would also be.
I can't.
We got all the homies here. Scarlett's here. WGP. My guy Molu, Prado. All the regional pages. Shout out to Ukraine. I saw a few others. Sorry, I missed them in the chat now. What are we going to do to kick this off? Well, fans, we're going to do the same thing we always do to kick this off. And that is we have to play the unofficial Cadet theme song. Let's go. Too good.
You know
Always
that
gets me
last,
amped up.
you know the last image and stuff of like the Jup in the middle and the 5 things, right?
Yeah.
Like at the end of it, yeah, I feel like that. I think that image is really perfect, right? Because I think we did that image about a year ago. See what I'm saying? Like a year ago, actually, a year ago. Yeah, and it's so true today. It's even so true today, right? I think what is actually really powerful over the last 2 weeks, right, is that we kind of saw every last 3 months actually from the last 3 months from the Jupilery, from Jupilery to like
That's 3 months
the
ago? It feels like it was 6 years
Castanbu.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, precisely, right. From Jupilery to Castanbu to the recent vote and to the current ongoing vote and stuff. You really see how these things are becoming very apparent, right? Cash, do you see now? Right,
I
you
do.
see
I
how
see the
like
vision.
this. No, but it's also interesting, right? Because it's very clear now that these 5 groups are distinct. You see what I'm saying, right? Like they are like related and very much overlapping, right? See what I'm saying? You know, like I am all 5, for example. See what I'm saying, right? But they're also distinct, right? And they're also at different stakeholders and different alignments, right? So what I think the big lesson for me in the last few months is like this image here and getting everyone to be aligned and active and like happy is really actually a really interesting problem set, you know?
Yeah. This is what alignment in action looks like, baby. How do we bring it together?
We try.
Listen, folks, we're doing things that nobody else is frankly doing right now. It's certainly not at this kind of scale. I was looking through some other DAOs and their voting numbers. You know, we're talking like 20 to 150 people in most DAOs in the maximum cases versus we're doing literally, I don't do math in public. At least,
Marja is here and like Marja is here and so good to see her here, right? In the sense that I think, yeah, I mean, she was also
tones, by the way.
What's that? Sorry.
Have you heard the voice? Ooh, the voice is dripping with honey. Marja's voice, that is. That's true. That's not a controversial statement. Anyone that's been in the COC chat or in any of those places knows. I see Will smiling off stage. He knows what I'm talking about. Anyway, shout out to the Cloud fam also here. Shout out to Frog Ross for coming through as well. Indeed, folks, we're trying things that, have not been done at this scale by anybody in crypto. Obviously, along the way, we're going to have to figure it out, but it was not born perfect. And the only way it gets better is with everybody's help.
Hard though. Bro, so hard though.
It is hard. If only, but we do it not because it is easy.
I learned so much, man. Holy shit. I learned so much the last few days, man. So crazy, I learned so much.
It's been and we're going to talk a lot about that throughout this, I'm sure, but certainly with a kind of dedicated section. If it is your first time here, let me just help you understand who I am. My name is Cash. I am the cat herder, and I am joined by the co-founder of Jupiter himself. Look at this. What do you think of this image for yourself, Meow? Pretty good. Looks pretty real to life. Shout out to Uplink. Will and the boys cooked this one up over here. And we're going to be your hosts for the next, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 10 hours. I don't know how long this one's going to go. Probably be buckle up is what I would say. The point of this call really is just to focus on the things that make the Jupiverse so great, right? We're talking the people, we're talking the products, we're talking the partners. Today in particular, we're going to spend a lot of time talking about products because there's been I know people don't love it when I swear, but I have to swear right now. I don't have a choice. There's been a fuck ton of product updates that we need to cover because the team, the devs, they have been shipping, and the product people as well. What we're going to go to after that is a frank conversation about the DAO. Let me actually just pull that slide up right here. We're going to hear from Julian and from the Catdets work group. We have an ongoing proposal right now. Jupiter Mobile is in fact a product. That is true. And we're going to talk about some of the cool things that they've been cooking. Shout out to the J.U.P Mobile family. And then, of course, we got to bring back Catdets Corner. We have a freshly minted COC, a freshly minted cock. Mr. Will Mcfletcher is here in the building. The good thing about working with Meow is that, like, in one sense, he is, a successful entrepreneur and whatever else. And in another sense, he's like a 14-year-old boy. And so you really get the duality of both of those at Jupiter. It's a great time.
You said Will is a.
What did I say?
Come
What
on,
did I
bro.
say?
Come on, bro. Come on.
I didn't come up with the name. Cats of Culture. Somebody else did. That's not on me.
You reference Will's cock, right? In front of
I
thousands
did
of
not
people.
reference
Come
that.
on.
Now you're okay. Let's move the show along. This is already going off the rails. We're only 10 minutes into the show. Here's my ask. We haven't done this in a little while, and honestly, there were some issues with the Twitter page over the last 2 days, which is why we were a bit quiet there. That's a story for another time. Not a fun story. But would deeply appreciate.
So Cash, I heard that you interfacing with many cocks, right, this week. How was it?
Here's what I ask to mute me out. Let me just take him off the stage with that one. Julian, look at Julian grabbing his head in dismay right now. So we take me out off the stage so I can finish saying this for a second, which is, do me a favor if you're watching this right now on Twitter, on YouTube. Give it a little bit of a like. If you're on Twitter, give us a retweet. It's been a while since we've been doing this. We need to get the algo back on our side. So deeply appreciate everybody. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit as we go through because we have a bunch of things to go forward. And people should definitely make that Julian thing into a meme where he's grabbing his head into the camera. That would be very much appreciated. And in fact, we're going to end with a few memes. We're going to try to have some memes every time, at the end of these calls to keep things spicy and interesting. That is the game plan for today. Meow, any last words before we jump into it?
Let's go!
Let's go. All right, there it is.
Let's go!
We're going to start off here with this week in the Jupiverse. Bunch of stuff been happening. And indeed, the point of these calls, as people hopefully know by now, is, some teams, they do a board meeting with a board of investors or something like that. We use our board of stakeholders, which is everybody watching this call. So here's the updates on what you might have missed, because a lot has been going on. That is for sure. The first one, Operation Yappy has begun. Folks, we hear you. We know that the comms over the last few weeks and months have not been great. And there's a bunch of reasons and a bunch of potential excuses. I'm not going to give you any of them. All I'm going to tell you is that we are...
I'll give the excuse. I'll say it. I'll say it.
Okay, what's the excuse, Meow?
No, it's more... I think half of it boiled down to the fact that we were doing a lot of new things like Jupilerary and Castambu and everything and stuff, right? Makes sense? And I think the other half of it is that I think that I have a really big perfectionist track, right? Right? I'm always like, hey, you know what? Hey, I should wait until I get this perfect essay. I should wait until I get this perfect message. I should wait until everything is correct, right? See what I'm saying? Right? And I think that I think that is actually one big problem, because instead of being out there and talking and sharing and becoming very clear about everything, right? And working through everything, I'll give an example, right? For example, whether it's this whole DAO independence thing, or whether it's this Jupiverse thing, right? And also whether it is also our efforts to launch a Catdets. See what I'm saying? Having kind of stalling. So I just feel like a lot of things that we are doing right now kind of have to be done in a more a lot more community-centric way. See what I'm saying? Right? But I don't know how to do that yet. I'm saying, I think
we have some ideas. We have some ideas. Sorry, I think you're on a bit of a lag and your phone or your camera looks like potato quality right now. I don't know where you are with this Wi-Fi, but yeah, people want to use Jup to buy you a better camera. That's the dire straits that we're in. People giving some Jup, but yes, I do think indeed there was some of that analysis paralysis. There was some of that perfectionism. I don't know whoever helped you come up with that insight. It sounds like a great therapist, but I do think we have some sense of what some solutions might look like here, which is first, just more comms, more opportunities to hear what the community is thinking, more opportunities for us to share what's happening behind the scenes on the team side, and more opportunities to just get out in front of it, right? Rather than waiting until things are perfect, let's do more stuff, work in progress style. So a few things are going to happen concretely, tactically, to make this better on the comm side. Number one, weekly Planetary calls. Unless I am sick or on a plane, we are doing a Planetary call. Last week, unfortunately, I was very sick. Now, as you can tell, I'm only somewhat sick. And so this is going to happen every week. This has got to be the heartbeat of the the Jupiverse, right? Last year in particular, we were pretty regular with this. And I think that as soon as that regularity dropped out, the kind of rhythm and the heartbeat of the community started to, get in a rhythmia, basically. It became
So
uneven.
Cash, question for you. Do you think we should do a Juke rally? I'll ask everybody, right? Do you think that we should do a Juke rally? So basically, I think because you used to replace the Juke rally with Planetary Call, right? See what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So maybe if you think this is very important, we don't replace it, right? We just go on top of it. See what I'm saying? And if
Exactly.
you have a Juke rally, we just do it on Monday or something, right? Or Friday. See what I'm
Correct.
saying? That means that that means we keep the Planetary Call, right? But we do a Juke rally beside it or something, Yeah.
I think that's the way to go. And if the planetary call is 30 minutes because there just wasn't that much happening that week, that's fine. But we got to just make it happen every single time. And the Jupe rallies come on top of that, additional streams. That's right. 2 streams. We're not going to make any weird jokes. I'm just going to move right along from there. On top of the planetary call, which will happen every week, and the Jupe rallies, which will happen from time to time as is needed whenever we have big new ideas to kind of communicate and rally around. We're also going to do a bunch of other things. So first, I'm doing a weekly call in Discord every week with the COCs and then eventually with the Catdets as well. That's going to end up being like a press briefing where people can come with questions, ideas, get the inside scoop on what's happening. We're going to do weekly Twitter spaces as well. These will largely early on be kind of powered by some of the working groups. So Uplink is doing a great job with this. Obviously, Jupe and Juice is every week and so on. And then we want to start doing
Julian
weekly.
Juice is amazing, by the way. Julian Juice is amazing. Like Julian Juice is like
W
Juice
in the
does
chat
so
for
much.
Wake and Sax and Irish and Satchel and the rest of the gang. Please drop a little W here. That is absolutely what we need. They're doing incredible work. But basically, I think there are times where I personally have felt like, people will get sick of me. They're kind of sick of the voice. They're kind of sick of just hearing about Jupiter. And what I have come to learn is that people in the Jupiter community are so passionate about what is being built and so passionate about helping each other in the PPP mindset that more is better, right? Sometimes just more is more. And that's what I think we really need to do. WTP in the chat shouted out, hey, we should do more of those thinking out loud sessions that me and Meow and a bunch of the community members did last week. Absolutely. That's going to happen as well. So give us a little bit of time to get the schedule.
Hey, Cash. What do you think of like making it a point whereby like product owners do have to show up, right? And just talk about stuff. So I'm saying, I mean, if you're talking about regularity, right? So I'm saying, I think that there's very, very few ways to make it more regular than actually having the product owners come on too. You see what I'm saying, right? Like having a product because I mean there's no other way for them to kind of like get comfortable with it, right? I think Broski was saying, you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. Shout out to Broski.
And one really, really, really big thing that I learned from the vote. Hey guys, I'm just hey guys, one of the really, really big things that that I think people are asking from the vote is that they want to see the people be show up more. See what I'm saying? Right? I think and when the vote is happening, I think lots of people are asking for that. And I don't think it's good for me to kind of like, just throw names out there during the vote. But I think that what is actually really, really important is that like they actually start to show up. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. Whether it's Nick
I think
on the
that
front,
Wagros is right. Oh, sorry. We got to see you two vibe out. And this is a very fair point. A big enough heads up if canceled. Yeah, I know that we have people in Australia who are waking up at like 3:30 in the morning to come to this, right? And so that is absolutely fair. The last minute cancellations will not be happening going forward. This is happening every week again, come hell or high water, and we'll absolutely bring the product people on. Here's the important thing to recognize that's different about Jupiter than everywhere else. Or not everywhere else, but most places, is that they're all fucking chads. Like Jupiter is a team composed of CEO and founder level people across the board. And so the more you kind of get exposure to them, the more excited you're going to be, I think. Meow's frozen, so I'm just going to keep moving until he comes back. I don't know. Is he back? Okay, yeah, he's back now. Shout out to Lachi. How do you say his name, Meow?
Lucci
on the 2:30 a.m. Been a legend on that one. And so many other folks I know are doing the same. So this is going to happen. And just in general, we hear you and we're taking actual concrete action to fix it. So the comms problem, hold me accountable a month from now. If people still feel like there's not enough comms, then I will, I don't know what I'll do. Maybe I'll start doing 8-hour spaces like Meow every goddamn day until this gets better, and Meow will do it as well. Okay, outside of the comms stuff.
One thing that's actually really important too is like, I don't know, it's like I think I also feel like there really isn't enough like work group comms. I think I think that I don't know. It's something a bit big for me. I don't think that there's a enough of a synergy between like the main the main and also the work group stuff. I just think that's actually not really a good synergy. Yeah, we can talk about it later. Yeah.
Get more and more of that going on. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit. Other things that have happened this past week that would be good for you to know. On the product side, we're going to take a full deep dive on the product side, but one fun thing that happened here is Smart CT Likes, and the CT stands for Crypto Twitter. It's a new community validation system that we're kind of piloting, experimenting with to understand which tokens have actual community support, where people are willing to put their public name against a token with a simple like. Right? It doesn't mean that you own the token, does not mean you endorse the token. It simply means that you like this token. You kind of like what it stands for and what's going forward there. That's live today on jup.ag/trenches. You can go find that. There's even a popular filter where you can start to sort by the tokens that have the most organic community love. I actually saw somebody in the chat from IMG saying that, like, hey, they're the second most liked token, but they're still not fully verified. So indeed, we want to start to use this more to inform how we're going to talk more about verification a little bit later on this call, but we definitely want to use this feature more. So if you haven't already, go find some of your tokens. Obviously, go like Jup, but also go like anything else that you're excited about. I think this is going to be a very
I think we'll talk about a bit more later. But I think that it's very hard problem. You know what I'm saying? So we're trying to put in more like quantification into the whole verification, right?
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? You know, right? But I think it's a hard problem. I think this week I'll start working with Joe to like quantify a bit more. Yeah.
Shout out to Joe Doe, the homie out there, chef over on the spot side. Speaking of trenches here, Jupiter Trenches now live on mobile as well. Shout out to Jupiter Mobile. I just love using that goddamn app. I got to say, I use it every single day. It's my default wallet. It should probably be your default wallet as well. But you can find out what's new, what's next, what's happening right now in the trenches on all tokens, all in real time, the best and fastest data streams you're going to find. And they're only getting better from there. So you can see organic scores. You can see, this little video actually shows you right over here. You can see who's buying what. You can see which tokens are getting hot and so on and so forth. Jup Mobile, goated. I believe it is the only mobile app where you can actually do this level of token discovery as well. It's really all you need to get going, folks. So if you haven't already, go get it. If you do have Jupiter Mobile, please drop a little W in the chat so we can see the Jupiter Mobile lovers and let people know what's going on. It is, as Yoda Pun says, there is a bad side effect, which is you cannot use any other wallets, which is the problem. Linksteep asked a question here about the Smart CT likes. What happens if people manipulate this feature to rank their token higher? The cool thing here is that you do have to use a verified Twitter account. And so there's like some inbuilt kind of Sybil mechanism and Sybil protection. That will help a little bit. So you can't just be like raw bots or anonymous people who are bot farming and doing it. That should help a bit. Certainly, there's going to be things that we need to improve over time, but that is why we have CT smart likes as well. So there's a general like number, and then there's a smart like number, which includes people who we have already kind of pre-verified as being, longtime members of crypto Twitter and so forth. So that is what's going to help on that side.
So that's actually important, because I think, for example, right, it's like if a project has like say 500 likes, but 0 smart likes, right? So I'm saying it's quite likely that it's completely botted. So I'm saying, right? Yeah. So so for example, I think you do have, I think that obviously kind of what comprises that list is very important, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think OPEX actually something that I want to work on is to really have that list show up somewhere. You see what I'm saying? I think so. Yeah, I think it's actually very important. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I'll work on that. Yeah, something I'll work on. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's new. It's getting better. We're still piloting it, but we need more feedback for it as well. So if you have things that you'd like to see for CT Smart Likes, you can let us know right now, or you can put it on Twitter. We'll definitely see that. Finally, a way to recognize organic projects, says Zoic Soldier. And don't forget that we also have the organic score in the trenches now, where we're looking at organic volume, organic holders, and so on. Broski has an interesting idea. Can we start the weekly call with a dashboard of the state of the trenches with key metrics? Interesting. Yeah, maybe we can start to do that. I think that's a pretty good idea. Maybe not at the start, but at some point in the middle, we can do a little market update, which sounds good. Maybe we'll get Mitch or somebody else to come and give it. It'll be even more fun. Okay, going along, because we have a bunch of other stuff to talk about here. Meow's 2030 lock-in vote has concluded. Meow, how are you feeling about this?
Interesting. I think certainly there's a lot of debate and stuff. I think I I am lacking a few key. I'm still missing a few key things on everything. Like I think I still need to reply to some people on Reddit and also the forum and also Twitter, right? I think there's a lot of questions that came up. I think one thing that's actually really, really interesting for me is that I think it opened up a lot of questions that went way, way, way beyond my vote. See what I'm saying?
Correct.
Right? And I think that I think it also in some sense I feel like divided the community in some way. I think I have very mixed feelings. On one hand, I feel like it did actually trigger a lot of like very important discussions. See what I'm saying? Right? Make sense? On the other hand, I think on the other hand, I also feel like it also like divided the community in some way, right? So I feel like we have paid a pretty high price I think we have paid a pretty high price in doing the vote. Yeah. See what I'm saying? Right? And I think that it's important now to actually like understand the concerns and actually both address some of the key questions that were like brought up, right? Solve some of the key like misunderstanding and fuck points, right? That are just pinned wrong, right? But probably most importantly to reassure, right? Certain things. Like for example, I feel like it's to reassure kind of like how the for example, one thing that came up very strongly is the team DAO synergy. See what I'm saying, right? And then the other thing that's actually very, very important. The other thing that's actually very, very, very important is also the idea around kind of like how do we like how we make sure that our team members are accountable. See what I'm saying? Makes sense, right? Yeah, and also I just a lot of things that I think I have to just go through and answer over time, right? Yeah, I think I honestly speaking, I tell you the truth, right? I think like doing this in such a public way really, really changed how I see things. Yeah, it did. You know what I'm saying? It certainly strengthened my resolve in many ways. Yeah, it wasn't pleasant, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, in many ways. But I think that yeah, that's how it goes. Yeah.
But the upside of all of this, or the end result of all of this, is pretty clear. The DAO has voted to give Meow the lock-in that he needs, the focus that he needs. 5 years tokens locked, so Meow won't get any tokens till 2030, at which point he will get his tokens back, 230 million of them from, or 280 million from the team strategic reserve, and a bonus 220 million from the community reserve, which can be vetoed at any time between now and then if performance suffers. So there's some inbuilt accountability over on that side. Outside of that, one other thing I want to really, you got something, Meow?
No, I just said that I think it's actually I just want to say that I think like people ask me like can I share a few things here? Can I share a few things here?
Go for it, brother. Sure.
I feel like people ask me. I mean, I'll just talk about a few personal things, right? You know what I'm saying, since it was something that I think lost lots of people and stuff, like asked me during the vote, right? They asked me, "Hey, Meow, are you going to be less motivated if it doesn't pass?" Right? I'm like, bro, it's like I can't, like, anyone that tells you that they can actually be motivated, anyone that actually promises you, right, that they can be for sure 100% be motivated no matter what happens, hell or they fire, right? For 5 fucking years for a really, really hard thing is bullshitting. It's just not correct. It's not possible. See what I'm saying? Right? No one can actually tell you how they're going to be motivated. See what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Right? At like 2 years from 3 years from now, right? No one can, right? See what I'm saying? It's just not possible, right? And it's the same thing because I think for example, if I work with someone, right? Like Cash, have I ever asked you if you're going to be motivated 2 years later?
You have not.
I don't ask that. Yeah, I don't, right? Because it's not possible. Even if you tell me that you are, you wouldn't know. See what I'm saying? Right? You wouldn't know, right? So essentially, right, guys, this true not just for me, not just for Jupiter, for everybody in the chat. All right, hear me out, okay? It's very important. All right. You should not assume that you'll be motivated. All right. You shouldn't also promise motivation. You can't. It's not possible. All right. It's not possible, right? Instead, what you want to do is very simple, okay? You want to be very realistic about it, right? Instead of promising motivation, what you want to do is that you want to actually put in the factors, right? You want to put in the necessary ingredients, right, to optimize for the chances of you being motivated. See what I'm saying? right? Make sense? So in my case, right? In my case, it's simple, right? Now, number one is about legitimacy, right? Like, okay, the community, in this case, the community does want me, right? See what I'm saying? You know, right? I put it out there. I want to be committed. The community kind of like get me the legitimacy. Make sense? See what I'm saying? So that helps me. See what I'm saying? Right? The second thing is also, the second thing is something to work towards, right? Make sense? Right? Okay, cool. All right. I mean, do you know why I do this? For a very simple reason. There's no other way. There's no other, like, I mean, cool. All right, now I got this thing to work towards. See what I'm saying? And then I know that if I don't do a good job, see what I'm saying, or try my best, right, over 5 and stuff, there's this veto coming over me, right? And guys, it's not trust me. For the veto, it's not about the money at all. It's not, right? It's the fact that if I get vetoed, I'm going to be fucking embarrassed. Can you imagine if I get vetoed? That'll be the most fucking embarrassing in the fucking world, man. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? You get vetoed. You know what I'm saying? Right? It's fucking embarrassing. Right? So I don't be embarrassed. You see what I'm saying? So that's motivation. See what I'm saying? Right? I don't know about you guys, man, but if I get vetoed on the bonus, you'll be fucking embarrassed. Right? See what I'm saying? You know? Right? Yeah. And lastly, it's like okay, people people don't know it and stuff, right? But here's the thing, right? I need a boss. See what I'm saying? So one of the dirty little secrets in Jupiter is like, you know, everyone knows I need a boss. See what I'm saying? So this thing concretizes me, my boss. See what I'm saying? Now I have something to be accountable towards. See what I'm saying? You know, make sense? Yeah. So it turns a vague concept called the community into something very real. See what I'm saying? You know, right? Yeah, that's it. So I think anyway, in summary, I think that I think that's actually how I think about motivation, right? Again, it's not just for me, okay, and not just for me, not just for you, not just for Jupiter, all right? For anybody, for you, all right? Don't assume that you are going to be motivated. See what I'm saying? Don't, right? Make sense? Put in the necessary, like, you know, purpose, alignment, framework, accountability, all those things. Oh, by the way, hey, Cash, do you know what's one important thing for me as well for this vote?
What's that?
It is that I realize I need to sleep more.
I have been telling you that for more than a minute, so you can just say.
Hear me out. No, fuck off. No, it's not about you, man. Come on, stop making it about you. No, I'm serious. It's like,
Says the guy talking about his personal feelings and his sleep schedule. Yeah, go ahead.
No. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It's like. Hear me out. Right? It's like, if I think of a 1 year time frame, right? Then I would just push like crazy, right? See what I'm saying? But now, if I have a 5 year time frame, I'll be like, okay, I probably, you know, can't survive. You know what I'm saying? You know, for 5 years if I push like this. You get my hang?
Yeah, I mean, it's unsustainable.
Yeah, precisely. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's it. So yeah, I think it just anchors a few things for me, I think. Yeah, that's what I want to say. You know? Yeah, anyway, all in. Let's go.
Let's go. Locked in,
let's go.
ready to go.
Yeah. Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah, Mel discovers burnout. Yes, I did.
Yes.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. That's correct.
It's funny because like you burnt out and then you just went slept like 5 hours the next night. For people that don't know, like anyone that's actually worked with me out, I can tell you I have literally never worked with anybody who only like he eats, breathes, sleeps. Like he's eating with one hand with a fork in the other hand with his phone on Discord. Like he's all the way in. It is very impressive, I will say. In any case, another thing that happened this past week in the Jupiverse, we are ramping up product support. It is a real differentiator.
Big time.
And speaks to the kind of the PPP ethos of Jupiter. Most DeFi protocols don't really have much support. Like you kind of jump in Discord and maybe you get something or not. Jupiter built different, my friends. Let me tell you that. We have a killer support team. So big shout out to Manjupi, Racuna, Denda, Vito, Knock, and Flabber for anchoring this. We are ending the Discord ticket bot, which I know is complicated, especially for people who are kind of newer to crypto and not so familiar with how Discord worked or didn't check it regularly. And what you can expect, faster response times, better user guides. I think we have like 80 of them or something like that right now. And bespoke priority support for all Ultra Mode users. All of that, jupiverse.zendesk.io. jup.ag.com. You'll be able to get everything that you need over there. So if you have ever had a problem or ever had an idea, maybe you have some feedback, I don't know, you can use the Zendesk portal to submit it. We'll get back to you. I think we now do have 7-day coverage. Big shout out to Flabber for helping put that schedule together. Everybody is all hands on deck. And we really believe this is important because especially as we're trying to expand and grow the pie and have more people coming to crypto, it is inevitable that they're going to have some problems, right? It's just like crypto can be a little bit confusing at times, especially if you're new. And so here is our attempt. Well, we're putting our money where our mouth is. We have 6 full-time people just dedicated to support from all around the world. So big shout out to the support team. They work hard. Yeah, W's in the chat are very well deserved for these folks. So I wanted to make that clear. If you've ever had a problem or if you have a problem going forward, you can always submit support. It's in all the error messages. It's at the bottom of jup.ag. It's in Jup Mobile already and so on. Or you can just go to jupiverse.zendesk.com to see that. Yeah, W support team, well deserved over here. Other than that, there's some other cool things that are happening here. A new Jup DAO grant was given out. Shout out to Faber and the rest of the team on the Jupiverse Indonesia arm over here. Going to be doing a bunch of things to help grow the Jupiter ecosystem in Indonesia. That might include some translations. It's definitely include some events. They have a kickoff happening soon. Go give them a follow if you're into that kind of thing at Jup Indonesia. Big shout out to them.
Oh my God. Sorry. I just want to real quick. Katoshi had a really good comment, by the way. Right?
Oh,
he said that Jupiter is built. No, he said that Jupiter is built on multiple tickets. So true, guys. So true. Like, hey guys, yeah, okay, this is great. Can you just rewind a little bit? Do you mind going back last slide? A little bit? Okay, let me talk slowly for this one because I love this, right? Now, guys, sorry, I got distracted for a while, but it's actually really important, all right? When you're building a product or a platform or technology, right, you are essentially blind, right? You're blind mice. Okay, imagine you're blind mice trying to find food, all right, and your nose, and you have a locked nose, okay, your blocked nose, all right, you can't really smell. See what I'm saying, right? So you're blind mice, you have a blocked nose, and then you're also really biased. I'm saying, so what essentially, right? All your senses, you don't have a good sense of what to do, right? So what you really need is you need guides, right? You need someone to guide you, right? Towards cheese, okay, towards a good product, right? And when you are building a product or platform or any kind of tech, right? Your best friends are the guide use are like people who either like who use your product, right? Who use your product, or people who want to use your product, right? See what I'm saying? All right, or people who are not using your product anymore. You see what I'm saying? Right?
Yeah.
Those 3 categories are the most important. See what I'm saying? Like segments of users that you have, right? And I mean, I'll say this one thing. I think Xiong actually. Oh yeah, it's so funny. Yeah. So
Longer notes. What's up?
Yeah. So I think. So I think you know, like I think so I think our team has always been extremely like prolific, right? As kind of like really, I think, at kind of like trying to be like and trying to like, you know, take every feedback and actually using that feedback to improve the product. See what I'm saying? That's the key thing. Because if you just respond to the support, right, but you don't use the improve product, you're kind of fucked. See what I'm saying? So you really want that loop: idea, support, improvement. See what I'm saying? But one thing real quick is that I think Polymonger had a mention. So hey Cash, good story, right? At Castanvu, we were shouting for Xiong, right? Hey Xiong, where Xiong? Remember that shit? Yeah.
Giant cat, 25 feet, 1,000 or 1,500 people around us looking for Xiong. And where was he?
I mean, it's crazy. And then when he finally showed up, asking, dude, where the fuck are you? He said, dude, I'm answering support tickets by a developer. Isn't that amazing? That's a great story, right? It's a fucking amazing
priorities.
Story.
That shows the man's priorities. Priorities are on support and helping out.
Amazing. Yeah, and just we take support very seriously. And actually, one thing that's actually very important of Cash is that I think we need to actually have also a really great system when JupNet starts. Because I think the whole developer support thing is going to be a whole thing as well. So I'm saying that we need to ramp up on as well. I don't know. Yeah, we figure out. Yeah.
No doubt.
But yeah.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yep.
Folks.
But great story, right? Great story, right? Fucking
yeah,
amazing.
no, it's a nice story. If you have support tickets that aren't getting closed or anything else like that, you can always DM us. You can post on Twitter, you can jump into the Discord, do whatever. But absolutely do recommend using. And what's going on, Maggie? Good to see you. I love when you talk, meow, says Stickman. Nice. All right,
Hello.
so that's on the support
Nice to meet you.
side. Xiang, the unsung hero, says Jupiter India. Xiang, very much a sung hero. Xiang is fucking awesome. People should definitely check him out. He's tweeting more these days as well, which is great too. Okay, two quick other things here before we keep going.
We need to retweet him more, man. I think our engagement is we're not doing it enough. Yeah, but it's fine. Let's go on. Yeah.
The next thing here, big shout out to our homies over at Jup and Juice and the Catdets work group on their PPP hour, both of which this week crossed into the 50 club, which means they're 50 episodes in, which is crazy. Most things do not get past like 5, maybe 10. 50 year, huge. Definitely check out Jup and Juice episode 50 featuring a special guest, and of course, vote on the CAWG budget. That vote is live right now on vote.jup.ag going until Friday. The W's in the chat. Some of them from the Cadet working group. So a little bit of Obama giving himself a medal meme over here, but that's still great to see. And then speaking of big numbers here, the Jupiter YouTube channel crossed 20,000 subscribers. That puts us in the top, actually above the top 2% of all YouTube channels. But here are the numbers that I really love most. Total views, 1.3 million. Not bad. Total watch time, 91,000 hours, which as Uplink has said, is watching every single Marvel movie, all of them. And there's like 1 billion of those. If you watch all of those movies 1,300 times, you would have equaled the watch time on the Jupiter YouTube channel, which is pretty insane. Really bringing the word to the people here. Big shout out to the Uplink work group, OG, Molu, Will, Pedro, Clouds, and everybody else who's doing the Lord's work over there. Love to see it. Okay, and shout out to the Gen Z Uplink intern. Yeah, who we might hear from in a little bit. We'll see you in a second. All right, if Meow is back, we can quickly, he's still kind of standing up. So that's what happened over this past week. I want to give you just a little bit more updates on the product side, because this is, again, something that people have been asking for, right? They've said, hey, there's a lot of comms on community stuff, not as much on the product stuff. We want to get better there. Let me tell you what's been going on across the major products in just the last few weeks, right? First, on Jupiter Spot, we already talked about the smart crypto Twitter likes system, where you're able to see what kind of energy is behind a token very easily and quickly. By the way, I saw a comment, I think from Callum. Shout out to my guy, Callum. You don't need to have any fears. We're not storing that linkage with any of your wallet addresses or anything else like that. Fully SAFU to connect over on that side and start to like things. We're also really leaning into the trending tab to make Jupiter, or to make token discovery even better and even easier. We're really focusing on things like net buy volume, not things like wash, like trading volume, which is easily washed, right? So this is actually higher quality metrics, lead to higher quality insights, and allow you to find higher quality tokens. And speaking of quality, the token liquidity data has also been upgraded in the past week. Already, the amount of data that you have to process on the Jupiter trenches is immense, and to stream it in real time, right? We're talking tens of thousands of tokens a day being created, millions and millions and millions of trades. We're now looking across liquidity from multiple pools for a single token, so you can get a better sense of what's going on over there, which is pretty great. So Jupiter Spot getting better every single day. The Trenches product getting better every single day. Shout out to everyone that's given us feedback. Isaac's got a great comment here. Meow is still censored by Japanese animators, I guess. Yeah. His face not safe for work with that pixelation. Then we can talk about Jupiter Perps, which has also had a. Oh, sorry, Meow. Do you have something you want to say on the Spot side?
I think we are Spot is actually interesting, because Spot is constantly ever evolving thing that we do. Like every day is like every day, every week and stuff. Like we just do so many small things to improve it. See what I'm saying? Whether it's on discovery front, I know Joe actually has been doing a lot of work and stuff, right? And yeah, it would be great to get Joe here every week to talk about it. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah,
that's right.
Mm-hmm.
After that, we of course have Jupiter Perps. Jupiter Perps, most popular Perps platform on Solana. Good things happening there. Why do you look so confused, Meow?
Just thinking.
Okay. So a few updates on the perp side that people should know about. Number one, limit orders are live on perps. They've been live for a little bit, but they just got even better. So now you can have up to 5 limit orders at the same time. very useful for taking profit, for example, on the way up, rather than doing it all at once. You can now kind of stagger those up. The max size has also been increased to $250,000 per limit order, which is pretty incredible. So again, just the best limit order or perps experience you're going to get anywhere. The UI itself has now been improved as well. The charts have been improved from TradingView. There's better and clearer warning systems, so you actually know what's going on anytime in your journey. A lot of feedback on that one. And then, of course, better leverage settings as well. We've kind of moved the leverage settings out into different places, so it looks better than ever before. And on top of that, the execution is better than ever before. The positions will close with a single transaction if you're closing it into the collateral token. So if you're longing BTC and you want to close the position in BTC or WBTC, I should say, it'll close with just one transaction. Right now, if you're trying to close the position using USDC, it's still 2 transactions, but we're working to make that better as well. But this is great because you know that when you're trading with perps, if you're trading on leverage, speed matters. You want to be able to get in and out of those positions as and when you want to, and you can now do that on Jupiter perps, which is banger. Let's see. Couldn't decide what to get. Max size going plus, ultra, nice as Jupiter India. Maggie says, yeah, I've been using limit orders for a while now. They just got even better. Would love to know if there's any perp traders in the audience right now, how we can make this even better for you. You can just drop your feedback into the chat and we'll collect that and start to action on it as well. So spot getting better, certainly on the token side in particular. Perps getting better on the trading experience side. Southern says would like AI analysis to be added in the future to reduce the loss. that's gonna be trickier, I will say. Would be good to store some of our beloved NFTs on Jup Wallet. Well, speaking of Jup Wallet, more pairs on perps. This is the #1 request that comes in. Unfortunately, it's not as easy as you might think on perps. Other perps platforms use an order book model, which has its own pros and cons, and we've seen some of those cons in recent times on other platforms. Jupiter perps, however, uses this kind of AMM model, this liquidity pool model, I should say, rather than AMM model, which means there's always liquidity for the trades because it's there in the pool. So there's pros and cons to it, but certainly in our estimation, the pros outweigh the cons, certainly, and I think the market tends to agree here. But the issue with that is in order to manage risk appropriately, you need to be very selective on which assets you allow into the pool. They need to have deep liquidity. They need to be they can't be like easily manipulated and so on and so forth. And so for that reason, if you wanted to add more assets in, you kind of need to set separate pools and so on. But the truth is right now, something like, and I'm making this number up a little bit, but it's like 80% plus of the demand is just for the big ones when it comes to trading on margin. So that is why
it is not even that. It's actually not even that. Let me share. I mean, you're right. You cover a lot of important points. But let me just share something as well, right? It's like perps is definitely one of the most dangerous and tricky asset classes, right? Not just for the trader, but also for the pool provider and also for the protocol. See what I'm saying, right?
Correct.
And then it's because I think we actually spend like enormous amounts of time trying to kind of trying to make it like as fast and safe as possible and stuff, right? And also like, I mean, you've seen, right? For example, Hyperliquid had major issues, right? Recently with their whole system, right? And it's not their fault actually. It's like, I mean,
they inherited the design of order book systems like that, right?
Yeah, precisely, right? And also the other thing that's actually very tricky here is that, for example, you can also see remember Mango, the thing where they have Mango as asset, right? And the Mango price basically got used, right? And then you also have things like cross margins and everything and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it's more like, okay, so if we add a new pool, see what I'm saying, right? So for example, think about it, right? If we add a new pool, right, with new assets, right, then it's a whole different new risk model. See what I'm saying, right? Because we have to think about okay, like what is a good leverage for them? How do we make sure Oracle is as fast as possible? Do we have Oracle prices for? Do I have really accurate and highly of them and stuff, right? So it's just a completely new set of like parameters. I mean, obviously, if all we want to do is to maximize revenue and volume, we should just open up as many as possible, right?
But that's not the priority.
Precisely.
Priority is safety and a great trading experience, right? Like that's the key thing.
Yeah, and not to mention that I think what's actually really important here is also that we also want to make sure that what's also really important here is that we also mentioned that like it's just not that easy, right? And then so we actually have to kind of make sure that our current set of things works really, really fucking well first. See what I'm saying, right? And like it's perfected, right? And also, JLP is a big deal as well, right? So I think we spend so much time like trying to make JLP awesome.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying, right? And it's going to be quite hard for us to have the same level of, and if we do a new pool, right, it'll be a new token, right? It'll be a JLP 1 or JLP 2. See what I'm saying? So it also does confuse like the positioning of JLP as well. You see what I'm saying? So that's why we also a bit hesitant on that. Yeah.
Great. JLP, excellent token. My favorite token, if I'm being honest with you, outside of Jupe, of course. But yeah, we want to just make sure that the risk is always properly.
Can you pull a Soul Daddy's tweet?
Soul Daddy, purpose are finally world class. This one.
Yeah, I mean, dude, the word is finally, man. It's like, I don't think we are world class yet. I think we still need to do some changes to be world class. But guys, it was like a relentless amount of work, man. Like big shout out to Hao Jie and the Xiong and the team who just like grinded really hard.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Yeah, let's go on. Yeah, but it's crazy. Yeah,
but yeah. So talking about some spot improvements, as you can see, the dev's been cooking. Purpose improvements, dev's been cooking. Let's talk a little bit about Jupiter Mobile, my favorite wallet. Probably, if it's not yours yet, it should be. Few things have happened over on the Jupiter Mobile side. One, of course, is the customized wallet features. You can add in your own images, which I think is very fun. But Trenches has been added in, as I mentioned, during this week in the Jupiverse. So now you can do token discovery within the wallet. The only wallet that has this level of trading experience to discover new tokens, understand all the data about them.
Real time.
Yeah, the data, again, the data is really the hard part here. And that has all been added in. It's really an exceptional experience. I highly encourage people to check it out. On top of that, we have Magic Paste, where you can copy and paste any text in it that has a CA, paste that into the Jupiter Mobile wallet. It'll immediately find that token for you, so you can start to trade as fast as possible. Again, this is something that nobody else has. It just makes it easier and easier to trade. That's the whole game. So you're in Telegram, you're on Twitter, you just copy it, switch over to the Jupiter Mobile wallet, paste it in, and start trading. As simple as that. And the token pages themselves have gotten better, more information, cleaner than ever before. They look just chef's kiss beautiful. Highly encourage people to check it out. If you haven't used it in a while, get back onto it. I can promise you are going to love it. I can see already some feedback over here. When will Android Jupe Mobile get full magic scan? It's a good question, actually. Do you know the answer to that, Meow? I know on iOS they're using the Apple Vision Kit, is why it's a little bit trickier.
Yeah, it's quite different actually. Like I think magic scan is probably one of those things that like it's probably the hardest to port over, because I mean it works really fucking fast, right? And fucking well and stuff, right?
Like
and
real
then,
time,
but
you
a
move your
big
camera around.
but a big reason is because like it's fully native, right? And yeah, so doing that, but I think doing that actually is pretty hard. Yeah, but we'll figure out from there. Yeah,
it'll start to come through. It's top 1. That's right. Okay, some feedback. We should integrate .sol domains. That's a nice shout. And certainly in the send feature is going to be getting a big upgrade as well. And yes, transfer tokens, all of that's in there. Again, if you have not used Jupiter Mobile in a bit, this is your wake up call. Go use it. I promise you it'll become your favorite wallet as well. It's just it has features that no one else does. When support for ledgers, this is indeed the big thing. It is on the roadmap. It will happen. It is a little tricky. So we're still trying to figure out how to make all that happen.
Yeah, but it's happening soon. Happening soon.
Yeah, I think in April.
So one quick thing is that I think for the mobile, one quick thing is that actually for the mobile and stuff, for mobile we're getting towards a big V2, right? So the big thing for mobile is a V2. Yeah, V2 is coming, right? Jupiter V2 is coming. Yeah, let's go.
Coming,
probably in April. Yeah,
that's right. Jupe Mobile is the best Solana wallet, hands down, says Space Pirate. Space Pirate is right. Last thing over on the product side to give a quick update on Jupiter portfolio. Now, I would say Jupe Mobile, just everyone on the planet.
But hey, if you guys like Jupe Mobile, can you just do a tweet? Just tweet it. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
People don't know. The thing is, wallets are very sticky, right? People get very used to using the same wallet. So they're used to using Phantom. They're used to using Soulflare. And hey, those are great teams. No shade against them.
No, great team. No
but
problem.
Jupiter Mobile is in a league of its own. And so we definitely encourage, if you haven't tried it, give it a try. Encourage your friends to try it. Once you try it, you're not going to go back, I don't think. Okay, last thing on the product side that we wanted to talk about was Jupiter Portfolio, which I think is underappreciated, undercommunicated on our point, which is why I wanted to make a point to include it in this section here. Jupiter Portfolio, if you are an active user of Solana DeFi, which you probably are if you're into Jupiter stuff, is excellent. And people should check it out. You can see all of your open positions. I will tell you, I have personally found thousands of dollars that I did not know I had, whether it's in like in some old DeFi protocol or some tokens that have increased in value or else like this. It is like finding money in your couch. It is a blast, and you can stay on top of it. And now, just in the last week, it's got a bunch of upgrades, including invites, the same kind of invite flow that we know and love from Jupiter Mobile, now available on desktop as well. So you can send Sol to people trustlessly, fully decentralized, without us ever touching the funds, which is pretty incredible. The on-ramps are now built into it as well, so you can on-ramp Sol from anywhere. No need to use a SEX to do that. And then finally, all the bridges are integrated there as well. So if you want to join the Solana party, it's never been easier. Genesis is a G, I gotta say, and people should definitely check that out if you haven't already. Like I said, I check this basically every other morning. Wake up to the nature of my position.
Can we do at least one tweet a week where I put the link in the tweet? Because like it's just impossible to find. I'm telling you, like it's impossible to find. It's not on the menu bar. It's not on the menu. It's not on the menu bar right now. It's not on the menu bar. It's not in the tweet. I forget we had that feature. I'm not even joking. I forget. The only time I remember the only time I have that feature is when I'm on the mobile. Hey guys, as you can tell, we are as you can tell, we are complaining live, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, complaining live. Dude, I think we did like 5 tweets on this thing. We never tweeted it before. We never did. Or the link, no one can find the link. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't know why
right?
Why is the link so hard to find?
Because no one tweets it. Because it's not the link. Because we care about the algo, right? Because we care about the Twitter algo, so we don't put the link, right? And I think it's too long or something, so it's not.
On I mean it's hidden on the main site. I'm saying it's hidden under more at the bottom of the.
Yeah, I know, but either way, both cases, right? And we don't share on Discord, right? We don't share on Discord. We don't share on jup.ag, and we don't share on Twitter. Same thing, right? Like yeah. And
I think we should also like the main menu.
On top,
I think
right?
that would be like the easiest solution here. But yeah.
Yeah, but but we also need to put it more obvious. So I don't know why either. I'm saying, yeah, I think let me ping them. I'm saying, yeah.
Folks, this is how things happen live on the call. We figure out, put it in the main bar, says Marino.
It's not just
OG says, can we add staked Jup to portfolio values? Absolutely.
Yes, it is there.
It is there right now, I believe. It's also that's in Jup Mobile as well, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, there's that one's got to be going. It's already been added. No, that is true.
And also there are things that I think I've been pushing really hard for, if you're on desktop, for Jup Mobile to have a something on the top right corner, right? You see what I'm saying? Right? It's just not done. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think I'm pretty annoyed about that. So yeah.
Jupiter team, if you're watching, there are your marching orders. Let's go. Boss doing live product review. That's exactly right. Yeah, haven't seen it, says Gemas. Go check it out. Jupiter Mobile was awesome, built by the Sonar Watch team who joined the Jupiter family recently, who are great. Go give Genesis a follow on Twitter if you haven't already. He's awesome. But portfolio.jup.ag is where you need to be. Everything that you need here. And then just quickly to talk about what's coming up next. Because again, this was a request from a lot of people in the community. Hey, we know that things have launched, but we don't really know what's coming up next. So here's a little bit of transparency on that side. 8 mode coming up. We're going to be building in embedded wallets into jup.ag, which is very cool for a number of reasons, social logins and so forth. But the coolest, in my opinion, signless transactions. If you're using the embedded wallet, just one click and it's done. No need to verify every single time you do it. So for the traders who are really active there, doing lots of trading, super simple interface. If you've used 8 Pro in the past, it's going to be very much mirroring that experience, which is exceptional. On top of that, we're going to be doing a big upgrade to the token pages. So within Trenches, there's going to be a full UI revamp with clearer signals on tokens' momentum and where they're going and more context around them. The goal there is really to make Jupiter the one-stop shop. If you want to learn about tokens, this is where you can go to the token page, get the real information, the real alpha that you need, information that nobody else has. And then finally, better limit orders are on the way, probably tomorrow, but that's going to be pretty incredible. Yeah, auto-confirm with Jup Mobile is on the way. So these are all things that you have to look forward to. The team is busy building better and better products every single week, and hopefully you feel a little bit more informed on what's going on and feel a little bit better. Let me know in the chat. Did this feel, drop a little hell yeah if you're excited about Jupiter products like Alley Cat did here. That'll give me a sense if we should continue to do stuff like this in the future.
Yeah, I think I don't know. It's so funny because like it's so great to review this live. Maybe I should just do a product review. How about that? Live, that'll be fun. See what I'm saying?
Do it with the
That'd be
product team
funny.
here and be like, Joe, why is this not here? That'd be very funny. I think.
No, not that. More just discuss it live, right?
Okay.
See what I'm saying? Right? I feel like it's actually really cool. You know what I'm saying? To like just talk through things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I should do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Jupiter first is a product company first. Started with products, focus on building the best products anywhere, and hopefully you can see here that this.
Hey, guys, that you should tweet this. The whole Luma thing, the whole Juma. Catdets should be a tweet. Who are the Juma one?
Where
the Juma one?
How do you spell Juma?
Juma. This dude, screenshot this is the best. Like, this is the best tweet ever, right? This is the best tweet. You can't get better than this, you know?
Too good. It's
a great
send
tweet.
this to the Twitter intern to tweet this out.
This tweet is the best tweet. Why use Jupiter? And put the link there. Seriously. I'm not joking. No one knows how to find it. I'm not joking. Seriously.
Well, on the one hand, we get worried about it. Yeah. Okay. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But yes, I think that Jupiter portfolio is fucking killer, and everyone should be using it. Go tell your friends about it. People need to know. Okay.
You know what? Hey, Cash, you know what I'm falling in love with? I think I should just do it, man. I think I have like I feel like I got all these fucking ideas and about products and like Kickstarter and also like and the DAO and everything and stuff. And you know it, right? You know how stuck I am, right? I am, right? So I'm saying I got all these things that's happening, but I'm like completely under I'm just overwhelmed, right? Maybe the easiest way to do it is just to do it live. So I'm saying, right? Fuck it, just do it live. Just give all the feedback live and just get the feedback.
Forcing functions and everything,
Yeah, let's stream it. Let's go. Yeah.
That is right. Okay, cool. Let's keep the good times rolling because we still have a lot of ground to cover. We're already 1 hour in. Do you want to talk about token verification process? Or should we go straight to the
I need to do. I think I need to. Okay, guys. Okay, real talk. All right, real talk. Okay. Token verification is very hard. All right, it's really, really hard. Like, and also it's not something that we get accused of like endlessly. Okay, why aren't we verifying this? Why aren't we verifying that? Blah 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 blah. It's actually really, really hard. I mean, there are like really a fuck ton of tokens every single day, right? And everyone thinks that they should be verified. Some justifiably so, some not so much. See what I'm saying? Right? So I feel like that's actually the one thing that I think that's actually the one thing that I think is actually very important here, right? And but I think that we want to launch a much more like comprehensive verification system, right? Soon. Right, and I think that the way we want to do it is that I think so for example right now we have the cadet list. See what I'm saying, right? So I think now with the organic score, right, and also with the new city lights thing, see what I'm saying, right? I think we are actually going to be able to move away from that, right? So we're probably going to deprecate like the catalyst like this week or something. See what I'm saying? Right? I think first and foremost, I think we need a proper website for it, right? We should probably have a website called like verify.ag. See what I'm saying? Where we lay out the different kinds of verifications. See what I'm saying? Right? Like for example, you have something like and then the whether it's a community kind of verification, right, or whether it's a social media verification, right, or it's an ecosystem verification, right? Like for example, like community verification means that okay, cool, all right, based on the organic score and based on the volume, based on organic score, and based on market cap, and based on the city lights thing, right? We feel like you are legit enough. See what I'm saying? To be a community verified. That's one thing, right? The second kind is the social media verification. It's not, we're not saying anything. We're saying, okay, cool, all right, we are quite sure that this token is verified, right? Saying it's by this guy. See what I'm saying? That's all it is, right? And the third one is around like ecosystem verification, right? For example, okay, cool, right? You are a proper project in this space, right? And for example, one of the things that is quite interesting is that sometimes for example, right, a meme coin trades much more, right, than ecosystem coin, right? Then so even though the ecosystem coin is, for example, like a big project, right? So, but then the trading volume for token might be a lot less. Make sense, right? Than a meme coin. Make sense? Cool, right?
Yeah.
So we do need a process there. That's all. That's just what I say. So I feel like I kind of think of it as like 3 categories, right? You got ecosystem tokens, you have like community tokens, right? And then you have like social verification. Yeah. So I think it's high time to like formalize these things, right? Right? Yeah. I think what's gonna make it easier for me is like if I make a big fat beta sign there, right? But like beta, this is fucking beta, right? I'm saying, right? You're saying, yeah, yeah. That's something about it. Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's important to figure this out. This is an ecosystem-wide service, right? Like we live in what can be confusing times, and especially if you're newer to crypto, like that's the people I keep thinking of. Is that it's not? Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. To be clear, I think our own token site as well has a lot of data. See what I'm saying, right? And if you think that if you guys think that if you guys can want some data that is not on the token page, let us know. Okay, and I know that the token page is getting overloaded, right? But I feel like okay guys, I think the is there like bubble is there, right, by the way, right? So guys, our strategy for token page right now is the opposite of Apple. Okay, it's just throw shit on it, right? So I'm saying right now, okay, and we clean up later. Okay, it's the opposite. We are not going for the like for example, for most of our products we go with a very strong like clean minimal approach, right? For community, for token page, we are going with the opposite, right? We are just throwing shit on it, right? So I'm saying, right? And then from there we iterate, and we will simplify at some point, okay? But I'm giving up on you right now that I don't have time or the ability to simplify the token page. All right, I'm just gonna throw shit on it, okay? And then after that, we're gonna figure out how to improve it, okay, from a UX point of view, Yeah. Cash, does that make sense to you? Cash.
Absolutely, yeah. I think sometimes the best way I think to like brainstorm and iterate your way to the perfect product is not to try to like design it perfectly, but do a bunch of stuff and then whittle it down. It's like a block of marble, right? Like we bring the marble here and then we kind of whittle it into the perfect format eventually.
Yeah.
Important stuff.
Yep.
Important stuff.
Yeah, I really should do this, man. I really need to do I really want to do a lot more like product reviews and stuff. Actually also when Jupiverse comes on.
For Jupiverse, it'll
right?
be critical, yeah, especially because there's gonna be a lot to kind of like explain and help people understand.
Yeah, I mean, a lot to explain and everything and stuff, things like that. Yeah. So maybe
I mean, there's a lot of like hardcore technical innovations that no one has ever done before that are happening behind the scenes on Jupiverse.
Yeah, it's also a lot, but Cash, I'm telling you, man, the problem is that, just to be clear and stuff, the problem is that like translating technical stuff into products is actually really hard. So I'm saying this is like really big jump that goes from like product from technology to product. So I'm saying, right? And just have to deal with it. Yeah.
Correct. As the Jupiter Exchange said, minimalism is for the weak. Also true.
Kind of. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, with that update on verification, which again, frankly, very important for the entire ecosystem, not just for Jupiter, let's get into something else that's very important for the Jupiverse in particular, which is frank community talk. So
let's go. Let's go. Yeah.
We're going to talk about it head on, folks. This is not a place where we're just going to like sugarcoat what's going on. We know. We've seen the same thing you've seen. Current vibe in the community, not ideal. Right, especially after the 2030 vote, it brought a lot of, I think, tension to the surface. Hey, there's for good reason. There's a lot of reasonable arguments on both sides as well, but in general, it kind of ended up being a lot more. It became a kind of a divide the pie moment rather than the kind of grow the pie. Wouldn't you say, Meow?
I think that summarized it perfectly. I think that what you said is perfect. And I think that I must admit I got a bit beaten down, right? Same thing. I must admit I got a bit beaten down. Yeah, I think that I feel like a lot of the things that we did for Jupe to whether it's like the like whether it's a burn or whether it's a burn or the team allocation card or like delaying the vest, all that kind of stuff. I think we did a lot to kind of like make sure the integrity of the token is there, right? But I think it got kind of like neglected, right? See what I'm saying? You know, right? Yeah. I think the other thing is that the other thing that actually happened was that, but I think it's my fault too, because I feel like I didn't maybe I didn't kind of explain things well enough, right? And also the other thing that was kind of like what I think was kind of under the radar is why, right? Like why like, and I think it's my fault as well, because I think I didn't kind of articulate the why enough about like why I design things a certain way. So I'm saying like why me and Xiong and stuff, right? Chose to kind of like build the team a certain way. You see what I'm saying? You know, make sense, right? I think that's important as well. And also the other thing that's also important as well is like they came out. It's like, okay, cool, all right. Like what is the what is like the role of the team? What's the role of the community? See what I'm saying? You know, make sense? And I think that was a problem as well. You see what I'm saying? Right? Yeah, so I think that there's actually a lot of things that I think I need to start doing. Right? Yeah, but you know, yeah. So I just started doing them. Yeah,
That's
I learned
right.
a lot. Yeah,
We learned a lot. I mean, there is a world in which we're like, it's not us that is wrong. It is the community that is wrong. That's not the vibe here, folks. This is like a learning lesson for us all here. What were you gonna say, Meow?
I'll just say that I think the other thing that I think was really, really big here was that I think for me anyway, maybe not for you and CWG, because you guys have been telling me that all along anyway, is that like the regularity of comms is very important, right?
Yes.
See what I'm saying? You know, right? Yeah, regularity of comms is very important. Yeah, see what I'm saying?
That's right.
Yeah, that's important too. Yeah, and also I feel like I think we just need to do. I really want to do a better job of telling the Jup story. You see what I'm saying? Because we do so much, man. Like we do so much from the 50% litter box, right? You know what I'm saying, to like the whole to the immense amount of effort we put into the working groups, right? So I'm saying, to putting like substantial amount of capital and stuff into the whole like DAO process, right? Like I think and I just think that we do a lot, but I honestly I'm quite sad. I feel like I'm quite sad because I feel like we do so much, man. Like to kind of anchor the community, do the community and stuff. We also do so much in terms of like the Jup token side of things, right? The audits and everything. And we also do and lastly, like we also do so much and stuff to try to kind of like build a good, to reinvest in the team. See what I'm saying? Right? Instead of like, but I think we do a lot on those trade funds, right? Like reinvesting in the future, right? Like reinvesting in the future, maintaining integrity of Jup, and also like growing the community. See what I'm saying? But I think all those three things kind of got lost, right? See what I'm saying, during the vote. See what I'm saying? You know, right? Yeah. So I feel like
and people in the chat and in the community were like, hey, part of this is like, you know, kind of market driven. I'm sure that plays a role in it, but you know, even in bad markets, we can always do better here in terms of like regularity of the comms, explaining the why, making sure that people understand the value that's being created, answering those questions more proactively, and all those kinds of things. So I don't want to just say, it's just because the market is bad and that's why the vibes were off. That might have played a role, but that, you know, we got to work and focus on the things that we can control. We don't control the markets. I cannot tell you what's going to happen with the Jup price tomorrow, nor like do I want to, because that's not the thing that we're focused on. Focus on building the best products, the best community, and the most goated token, and that is, you know, just a fact. So that is on.
West actually said a good point, right? So I think, you know, I think there needs to be like more community outreach and stuff, and less like, you know, like fart sniffing, right? I don't know if that's true. I think that quite literally, when things are not that great and stuff, like good cats who stick around. You know what I'm saying? So in some sense, that's like by design, right? You know what I'm saying? You know, right? But I also feel like I definitely feel like we can do a better job in terms of reaching out to new audiences and new community members and everything. For sure, 100% for sure. 100% for sure. Yeah. For sure, 100%. Yeah, for sure, 100%. Yeah. I also feel like what's it? Sorry, go on.
I was just going to pull up Van's quote here. PPP, we all need to do better, support constant vibes, the community with positivity, and as a team lead. The goal here is to not necessarily manufacture the vibes. Like if people disagree, they should say so. The goal is not to be like, hey, we have just yes men. That's one of the things I love about this community, is that they're honest and they say their thoughts. But indeed, the idea of PPP and supporting people, even when they disagree, very important to the long-term future of Jupiter.
Yeah, I mean, like honestly, it's a lot of things I read are like wrong. And I mean, not all is wrong. And so to be clear, let's just be clear, right? I think a lot of stuff I read online, 1/3 is wrong, 1/3 is misunderstood, and 1/3 is correct. See what I'm saying, right? So it's like, so it's actually a lot. It's actually really, really important, to like understand what is what, right? Yeah.
Indeed. Well, okay, so that's just talking about the vibes and kind of where we got. Hanko says fart sniffing had me cackling right now. Yeah. I was not expecting fart sniffing when you said to call it that comment. The next thing we want to talk a little bit about was Jupiter and the Jupiverse. Can you talk about that, Meow? And the difference between the two.
Which side are we on?
We're not on the right side? Oh, wait, sorry, 1 second. Gotta do a quick ninja edit over here. But we have two things that are worth pointing out. Boom. Boom. There we go. Why is this not updating? There it is.
It's fine. I think that actually we should just skip this for a while. Yeah, and just talk more generally. Yeah, more generally is fine. I feel like one of the I actually can go a slide, current slide, the not ideal slide, the not ideal one. Now let's just do it for one of the things that's actually really causing a lot of problems and stuff is also the fact that I think the 50-50 idea, right, of the team and the Jupiverse is not well defined, right? And for example, I think we actually have an incident where like an incident whereby I think we the team is working with a couple of new guys in Japan, right? I'm saying, and then and it wasn't clear whether they were like representing like the community or the team, and it caused a lot of problems. I'm saying, right? Yeah. And also for example as well, it's like there's a lot of like Twitter accounts that are being run by the community, right? And then but they don't have the affiliate thing, right? And so Jupiter is banning them, right? Like Jupiter Chinese, for example, right?
Twitter is banning.
Like Twitter is banning, right? Yeah. Like Jupiter Chinese is like it's being banned, right? It's like they worked super hard, right? They worked super hard and stuff on like growing the account, good traction and everything and stuff, and it got banned. It's a bummer, by the way. It's a really big bummer. It's a really big fucking bummer, and we can't.
Yeah, put all that work in to have that happen.
Yeah, but that's interesting. So I feel like I feel like that's actually one thing that I also feel like. The other thing that actually some people messaged was talking about in kind of like the kind of like to Kimmel is that like he was saying, hey, you know what, like what role does the proposers and the team play, team independence, everything, right? I mean, to be very clear, right now the team is actually taking a very a big role. See what I'm saying, in everything, right? But it's less, but compared to the first year, it's actually less. See what I'm saying? Make sense? Right? So I feel like it's actually, I don't know, it's just a lot of things to go through, right? As a community, right? About how we kind of like, slowly and stuff gets towards like a really clear role and branding for Jupi, like a really clear role, branding and budget, right? For Jupiverse things. And similarly, a very clear like role, branding and budget for team things, right? See what I'm saying, right? And I think that is what we need to work towards. Yeah. And I want to work towards that. Yeah. Yeah.
I think clarity, one of the things we talked about a lot in the early days of the working groups that I think helped with some of the early ones was clear scope, clear mission, clear team. And it was very obvious to everybody what they were going to do. And I think that we need to kind of like scale that up a little bit and have a clear sense of, okay, what is the DAO actually for? Is it just capital allocation and it's just putting out the treasury? Is it which parts of the tokenomic, which parts of the business is there influence over? And, obviously it's important to maintain a distinction, right? There is the team and then there's also the Jupiverse, right? And these are separate players, handshake emoji, but they're not necessarily the same.
A lot of things are a little confusing, right? For example, like we used to talk about the Jupiverse as everything. See what I'm saying? In a sense, including the team, including everything, right? See what I'm saying? So does it mean now that we are being more clear about? But guys, I would love to hear comments, by the way, right? I'd love to hear comments by the way, because these are actually the comments that are working through, right? For example, when we say the Jupiverse, right? What do we actually mean by that? So I'm saying, do we actually mean that, okay, cool, all right, it refers to everything that is like not directly budgeted by the team, for example. See what I'm saying? Makes sense, right? You get my hang? For
Yeah.
like for example, the DAO has a USDC budget and the Jup budget. See what I'm saying? You know,
Mhm.
right? Like how the DAO uses that, how, like you know, I think you know, you get what I'm saying? Casual thing.
Mhm.
Like so, when we say Jupiverse, now do we mean like the Jupiverse thing? Yeah, precisely. So I think Juice is saying that Jupiverse encompasses Jupiter, right? See what I'm saying? You know, right? So like yeah, what is it? You see what I'm saying? Yeah, precisely.
Yeah,
So
I think that, like,
yes,
the
you see what I'm
verbiage
saying?
the verbiage ends up being important here, and I would certainly agree that historically that is what that meant, that the Jupiverse included everything. I am increasingly liking the idea that like the Jupiter, in order to help kind of clarify these lines, that the Jupiverse ends up being the community and everything else around it, and Jupiter refers to the team that is actually building the products. And in the long run, I think that like the more the decentralization happens, as it happens progressively, the more that Jupiter morphs into the Jupiverse. But I don't know what other terms we would use to describe everything else that's going on. Jupiter is the tech, Jupiverse is the people, says Cuppy. That's not bad. Shout out to Cuppy Cat.
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
but then there isn't that. But if you talk about the team community scope, you see what I'm saying, right? It's we talk about a scope.
But there is
right?
a clear difference in the scope, right? It's like it is not the community's job to build limit orders and make it better.
I know. Yeah, I get it.
Right?
But how do you
Yeah.
brand it though? The branding is actually very important here, right?
Hmm.
Like we are suffering now because the branding is not clear. You know what I mean? It's a big
Yeah.
problem right now.
Yeah, I lean towards what Polymonger is saying here, and what Kavi kind of said. That like when you think about all of the Jupiter product suite and the Jupiter team, that is one thing. But then when I think of like someone like, I don't know, let's say Slorg and Morton, shout out to both of them, and Chemo and the CWG, I don't really think of them as like working at Jupiter. They're working in the Jupiverse. I would agree. It's a tricky and it's a subtle kind of like difference, but the way that we talk about things oftentimes informs the way that we think about them as well. So it's an important thing for us to figure out. And then what do we call the whole Jup ecosystem? Says OG. I would say the Jup ecosystem would make sense, but
I don't know. It's I feel Jupiverse is like I don't know. I feel like Cash. I get what you're saying, but the problem is that I think you're trying to fight against the definition of universe, right?
that we've used historically. Yeah, it'd be
No,
changing and updating, yeah.
not historically. I mean the definition of the word universe, right? When you say universe, you mean everything, right? Like the word universe refers to everything. See what I'm saying, right? So it actually is everything, right? Everything is under universe per se, unless you consider like the Jupiverse, yeah, precisely, right? See what I'm saying. So I think that's tricky as well, yeah. And Metal was saying earlier about the investor interest thing, right? I feel like there are many things that is like part of the, and also back to earlier the Metal thing, right? The Metal was saying about the DAO represent kind of like the investor interest. You know what? I feel like it's actually very important because like investor interest means many things, right? Fundamentally, it also means like building a great product. You see what I'm saying, right? Makes sense, right? It's like I did, and I will. I did, and I am, and I will, right? Make aggressive moves. See what I'm saying? To make sure that the future is there. Think that we have the team and the right platform and stuff to build for the future. See what I'm saying? In sense, that's what I'll always do, right? See what I'm saying? I'll always do that, right? I'll put it here for now. I'll always do that, right? And then obviously from a DAO point of view, right, the DAO has budget, right? And DAO actually do need to decide if a certain allocation, whatever not and stuff, will actually make sense. And also for the DAO, makes sense. So I feel like we are all here trying to represent investor interests. See what I'm saying? Right? I am, by the way. I am, right? I totally am. I think I'm very clear about that.
Of alignment.
I think sorry, go on.
It's the nature of alignment. Yeah, that we're on the same page and we're working towards the same goals.
Yeah, big time. I don't get Jup now, but I get Jup in 5 years, right? See what I'm saying? So I really want Jup to do well. I'm not joking. Seriously.
Maybe right? I mean, you didn't need to. I think that like maybe on going back to the branding conversation, then I think perhaps it is the case that it's like the Jupiverse is the big bubble, and then Jupiter is a bubble within it. The DAO is a bubble within it. And then we need something else for people that are outside the DAO but are still contributing in some way. I don't know if that's like ecosystem of founders or something else. But yeah, I think that
metal. So actually, it's actually really. I mean, it's actually a really important topic, right? I mean, sorry, I keep jumping back to this because I think I want to talk about this thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I agree 100%. I feel like
Hmm.
there's this whole thing about like I feel like it's also very, very difficult for me because I feel like we actually do a lot of things to help based on investor feedback, right? For example,
Hmm.
like burning the tokens, right? Like adjusting the FTV, burning the token, locking out the cliff, and also obviously the little box fund. See what I'm saying? That all those were done, right? We probably go to great lengths, right, among any project I've seen to adjust core token ideas and stuff based on the feedback by the community.
Hmm.
See what I'm saying? So I really, really think so, right? And whether those things are resulted in certain changes that people want to see, right, is one thing, right? But I really, really think that we go really out of our way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Hmm.
And I think where we kind of lack here, as Metal probably said it, is all the education. You see what I'm
Hmm.
saying? You know, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we probably haven't done a good enough job there. And yeah, so I need to do a better job there. And for the DAO thing, I feel like to the point, right? Even the Cadet group vote, they are not doing a good enough job of like talking about how what they are doing will help the Jupiverse, what problems will it solve, right? See what I'm saying? You know, I think so. You know, yeah.
Well, that might be a problem to get solved very soon. But as I'm just kind of going through, see what I'm doing here? We're doing it live, folks. This is how we kind of do it. I'm trying to. Pitch.com is not the best kind of tool to do this in. I will warn you right now, especially when you're live in front of 8,000 folks. Wait, why is this? Oh, the slide's not even updated. There we go. Maybe it's something like this, but I think that we'll continue to figure this out. Yeah, we are improving it now. Venn diagram live is right. Broski says, "Meow, read the document that I sent you last week. It outlines exactly how to approach the regional groups model with regard to risk management."
I feel I feel like for this one, I'm taking a step back here and stuff. I think yeah, I actually think that's actually pretty important to let people have some scope as well to do things. Yeah, I think I think very well. Yeah.
Yeah.
But guys, there isn't one approach, right? I feel like everyone should just be putting. We're just gonna have to try a lot of different things. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
But
we'll
guys,
come through it.
for anyone like Jupiter Italia, Jupiter Indonesia, like Jupiter Russia, I love you guys. Like, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. It's so great. Thank you. Yeah.
They are
Yeah.
absolutely great. Big shout out to all of them. Hell yeah, to all of them. Okay, the last thing we can talk about kind of briefly as we go into getting into Julian, because we are an hour and a half in here, is the power of Jupiter workgroups in general. So we just wanted to talk a little bit for a second about like why this model is so important and why we're seeing it being imitated by other teams, which is great. That's what we want to see, is like more people using models that work. I don't know if Meow is frozen or not. Meow, are you frozen?
Yeah.
Take that as a no. Your video is frozen, but the voice is still there. There he is. Okay. Yeah. So Jupiter workgroups, people know small teams of people who come to the DAO, propose a budget. Typically, the process is they'll get a grant from the Jup DAO, and they'll have a little bit of a trial, so they're able to build up some of that proof of work, and then they go for a full vote. That's what's happening right now with the Catdets working group. And the importance of this model is really around working in public, working in ways that kind of benefit the DAO and, of course, the entire Jupiverse, and ensuring that we have these autonomous pods with kind of miniature founders or miniature CEOs of the working groups moving around and doing great things. Now, what do you think about the power of Jupiter work groups?
I think that I'm trying to write up a few core ideas for the working group thing. Let me just do this real quick. Sorry.
Are you writing it right now?
Yeah, let me just do it right now, 1 second. So
Got to run. Thank you, Brosi. Thanks for coming out, Silicon Valley Stoic. Appreciate you. Gotta love this live essay being written by Meow as Julian patiently waits on the sidelines here. Shit, here we go again.
1 second. So I think that the main thing is right. I feel like number one, I think the one key idea is that like they are like small startups, right? And the important idea here, right, about it being like their own like autonomous startup is that like okay, done. Okay, cool. Hey, can you hear me?
Come back to me, Meow. Come back to us.
Cool. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Awesome. Great. All right. Can you go next slide?
The next slide goes into. Oh, that's what you were typing away on.
Yeah. All right. So okay. So all right. Let's do it live.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. Let's do it live. Okay. Let's do it live. Okay. Cool. All right.
Let's go.
Hey, wait a minute. So only 25% of Jupe takers vote. That's weird. Okay. Oh, yeah, sorry. Let's do it live. All right. I think it should be higher, but we can look into that. Yeah. Maybe the lack of a Twitter has been a problem. Yeah. All right. Okay, guys. All right. We'll do it live. All right. So where's Cash? Hear me?
Yeah, we can hear it. Go ahead. I'm trying to sneakily eat my dinner because I forgot to eat lunch. So that's why I'm trying to, but you're not letting me.
Just eat on camera. It's fine. Just eat on camera. It's okay. Eat on camera. Yeah, eat on camera. It's okay. Let's go. Yeah.
Anyway,
okay, cool. All right.
Yeah. What do you want to say about the idea?
All right. So first of all, I think for decentralized working groups, there are some key ideas, right? I think the first key idea here is that they're really, really like autonomous startups. All right. What that actually means is that like that they're expected to kind of come together and solve key problems. See what I'm saying? In the Jupiverse, right? Or in the community. Make sense? That's actually very important. And they're supposed to manage their own team, right? And be accountable for results.
Correct.
See what I'm saying? It's like a team, right? So this is actually extremely, extremely different from the grants, right? A grant model from the DAO, right? Or those kind of models, right? Because this is actually given a work group is actually expected, right? It's versus a model about like, okay, like how someone give a grant model and they say, hey, all right, here are like 20 things you need to deliver, blah 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 blah. Make sense, right? And then like it's very, very rigid, right? Now, but work groups are very, very different, and this is the point that I'm emphasizing again and again and again, right? Work groups are supposed to be small autonomous startups, right? That have the autonomy, the ability, and the flexibility, right, to actually execute on things for long term. See what I'm saying? Right? So I think that's actually the other big thing, right? Long term centric. It's not about trying to set up something that works for only a week or a month, right? But for years. Make sense? So they actually need the flexibility, and you guys know what? To make something work for years, right? You need trust. Which is why, for example, right, all the work groups you see today, right, like Catdets work group, CWG, they work together a long time. Uplink, obviously, right? See what I'm saying? Because it's very, very, very different. Catch that make sense? You see what I'm saying, right? You need. So these two words are very similar, are related, right? You have a small group of startup that's given the flexibility, the agency, and autonomy to operate as a group. Make sense? And then you need to and you need to set it up such that they are operate for long term. Make sense? Not just short term. Make sense? Cool. Make sense? All right. Now, and the third idea here is that it is like funded by DAO, right? And why is this very, very important? This is actually very, very very, very important because this is actually very, very important because if the DAO is not the person funding the work groups, see what I'm saying? Right? There really is no concept of legitimacy. See what I'm saying? Right? Because the in essence, right, the community, the legitimacy. Right? So the big is right. The legitimacy is actually granted by the community. And it's actually huge, by the way. Like, guys, this is such an important idea, by the way, because like one of the things that we talk about money and budget a lot, right? But one of the things that really makes it hard for a set of a person or a group of person, see what I'm saying, to actually take charge or take to actually show up and do stuff. See what I'm saying, is that they don't feel that they are qualified to. See what I'm saying? Right. So actually, one actually really big thing here is that like because the community voted right for them to come in, see what I'm saying, it actually grants the individual or the team so much more power, right? See what I'm saying, an ability to do that work because everyone now recognizes them as being accountable for their scope. See what I'm saying? Make sense? That's actually why the legitimacy is actually very important. You know what I'm saying? Make sense? Yeah. All right. And then the third idea here is that it's also accountable community, right? Accountable to the community, right? Is that's also a reason why there's always that like that cliff, right? That Jup cliff, right? And also why the DAO can always choose to cut the best or the team as well. See what I'm saying, right? Because that accountability is actually very important as well. So anyway, all said and done, right? What we are creating here really is a new kind of model. Okay, there's nothing like a traditional DAO grant, right? There's nothing like a team funded thing. There's nothing like individual contributors. Okay, it's a team of people, right? That's working together with a full amount of like flexibility, and you can also change the whole team if they want to, right? But long-centric, funded by the DAO, but legitimacy granted by community and accountable community. And those are the key ideas and stuff behind the CWG work groups, right? Yeah. And you know it when you actually voted in by the DAO. Oh my god, it's so much more powerful. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I felt it too, right? I'm saying for my vote. See what I'm saying? Yeah.
Someone please screenshot this frozen me out. This is just a delightful look. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's why I wasn't sure if you were still even there. Yeah, I think that this is.
I'm waiting for you because I've been talking awkwardly for like 10 minutes. Yeah.
I can't tell because your video is fully frozen, and it looks like you are. I'm not going to say what it looks like you're doing, but yeah. So I think like the really important thing in all decentralization, right? In centralized systems, it's very easy to identify leaders, right? Like Meow and Xiong lead Jupiter because they are the co-founders. They've been there the longest, et cetera, et cetera. It was their idea and their execution, et cetera. In a community, it's a little bit more difficult, right? And same way it is in politics. In a democracy, where does legitimacy come from? It comes from the mandate of the people. Here, it's similarly, me and Meow, like off screen, we talk all the time about the way in which the DAO and which crypto in general is very much a political act, right? To be successful in crypto, especially at the community level, requires you to think almost like a politician in the way that you're trying to be empathetic and balance stakeholder interests and so on and so forth. And so similarly, that legitimacy that comes from the mandate of the people is pretty critical. Okay, with that said, anything else you want to say about these at the tight operational scope? Yeah, that we mentioned earlier. The idea that they're doing a specific thing, that they're solving specific problems. There's a line I love, which is most.
Sorry, go on.
There's a line that I love, which is that most startups do not die of starvation; they die of indigestion. They try to eat too much. They try to do too much. And I think working groups have the same potential problem, is that when they try to do too much is when things go off the rails. And so rather, it's better to be tightly scoped with a clear USD budget and then obviously the Jup for alignment afterwards.
So actually, one thing is actually very important here. It's actually like with I feel like people are asking about KPIs, right? See what I'm saying? But guys, I'm telling you, I didn't come to crypto. I spent a very, very long time going to crypto and stuff because I hate KPIs. Okay, cool. All right. So I think I'm not joking seriously. I think KPIs, I explained in detail, is actually very damaging in a lot of cases. But what we do need is like accountability, right? See what I'm saying? So actually in that case, I feel like what is actually important here is that the working groups need to be very, very clear. What problem are they solving? See what I'm saying? And how does these problems like add value? See what I'm saying, to like to the Jupiverse, right? See what I'm saying? So it's less about KPIs, but more about very, very, very clear, right? Problems to solve. See what I'm saying? Right? Yeah, I really, really believe in that. Yeah, I think very, very important. Yeah.
So with that in mind, let's talk to one of these work groups. It's currently under vote right now. We're going to bring up onto the stage our guy, you know him, You'll love him. My slide deck is not working, but it's fine because I know his name and I don't need to read it off the slide. I definitely know his name. His name is Julian from the Cat at Work group. Julian, how you doing, my friend?
Hello.
Hey. What's up?
What's going on, buddy boy? So you are 2 or 3 days. Drop a little JM in the chat for Julian, patiently waiting for an hour and 40 minutes. I don't even know what time it is for him right now, but it's very good to see you, Julian. There we go. Now we go. Julian is the lead of the Cat at Work group. Some breaking news people might not know is that Julian actually used to work at the team, and he decided to quit the Jupiter team in order to go all in, full ass on the Cadets Work group. Which is pretty incredible stuff here. Julian, tell the folks about the key problems that you guys are tackling.
Yeah. Sorry. Do you think I can share my screen and talk about it, or like?
Julian, I'm a man of the people. Yes, you can absolutely share your screen. Let me do this.
Thank you.
Boom. Lucky for you.
All right.
It's funny. I will just say something. I'll just say something funny that I think that Cash said. I think Cash said something funny. Cash said like Julian chose a DAO live and the DAO live chose him. I'm like, yeah, it's so funny. Yeah, it's hilarious. Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah. So So let me just share a little bit about the proposal and the ongoing vote. Right. So the vote started like 2 days ago, right? So the core proposal, right? The main so we kind of centered it around like a vision and a mission that we have, and like certain focus areas and kind of like guiding principles we have for the next year, right? But during yesterday's call with on Jup and Juice, Mia was talking about how we kind of need to. It would be better if we sort of like went with like a more of like a problem-based approach, and I kind of highlighted more clearly like what are the kind of like problems you're trying to solve in the DAO. So I followed up with that in terms of like kind of writing a post, right, that kind of explains the problems that we are actually trying to solve with this with our CAWG and with like the proposal and the plans that we have put out in the proposal, right? Yeah. So the 3 things I think we are looking at is like really like so these are like the 3 main things, right? Like number 1 is that like crypto communities in general, if you observe them, whether it's meme communities or like big projects and stuff, it tends to become very like tends to kind of like get overwhelmed by negativity over time. And this kind of like happens naturally because like the market is just super volatile and people tend to get affected by that volatility, right? And negative emotions tend to kind of like overwhelm all the kind of like positive ones, right? So there is really a need for like a strong kind of like immune system and like a resilient community and culture to prevent communities from going to shit. So I think this is the first kind of problem that we're trying to tackle here with the Cadet Working Group. The second thing I would say is like the kind of like talent problem that exists in the DAO in terms of like human and social capital, right? Because obviously there's a lot of like passive capital and investors in the space, and these are extremely important, right? But I think we also need to pay attention as well to the active participants in the community. And here's where the Cadet Working Group kind of can come in a sense. It's like there's this problem where like how do you ensure that you retain these leaders, and contributors in the community, and kind of like make sure that they feel appreciated and they want to like continue to contribute to the Jupiverse, right? So that's where we also come in to kind of like deal with this like talent growing leaders and retaining talent in the Jupiverse. And I think the last thing that I would say is like the problem that we are trying to tackle as well is like when we look at Dollar Jup, right? It has like a great governance function, right? It's like a gold token, right? And it's also but like I think one thing that we want to kind of see with Jup is that we want it to be like really widely used and adopted. And this idea of kind of like a community currency is kind of like something that I feel like, and I'm not sure how to agree with this, but personally, I feel like this is something that I think would be very like, I think it's a problem now. Like we need to get into the hands of more people and like get it to be more widely circulated and used, right? And that in my opinion would be something that is great for in the long term, right? So these are the 3 things, and I kind of
I
like
disagree though. I think I disagree. I think that I've disagreed with you on this since like day one. I still disagree with you. I feel like one of the I don't know why you don't want to say it, but I don't know. Julian, I just honestly at this point in time, I'm really confused about why you don't want to say it. But I feel like one of the critical things that the Cadet group does is like, okay, we are everywhere, right? We're on Discord, we're on Twitter, we are on Reddit, right? I'm saying, and then like, and it's actually really hard to kind of like maintain a uniform like a uniform idea or like cohesion community and stuff, right? So I'm saying, and making sure that the right information is across everywhere. I feel like that's actually and also obviously expand it even more places, right? I feel like that's actually a really important problem that you're solving, right? So I'm saying it may be, I don't know why you don't want to say it, but I mean, I think it's actually important. I'm saying, but yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, yeah. I think that is a very important problem that you guys are actually doing and stuff. And I mean, OPEX OPEX is in Reddit grinding every single day, right? And you are on like the forum grinding, you are on like the Discord grinding, right? See what I'm saying, right? And yeah, and also obviously you are kind of also kind of like trying to make the whole regional everything work, right? I feel like concretely speaking, the Cadet group is doing so much stuff already, solving a very big problem already and stuff, and you're completely not talking about that at all. See what I'm saying? But you keep on going towards the more like hand wavy stuff. You know what I'm saying, right? I don't know why, but to me, it's actually solving a very clear problem. Right, the cadet is actually across like comments actually across everywhere now, right? And you guys are actually already doing that, right? But that is not echoed in any significant way in the vote. Yeah, that's something in. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I guess it's like the way I see this community spaces, I guess the way I see more like the way I see like Discord, Reddit, and Twitter and everything is more like I see it as like community spaces for people to kind of like interact and like do things together and stuff, and like kind of like talking about Jupiter, talking about the brand, talking about
concretely. No. But concretely, one of the things that you guys actually do, right? So I'm saying is actually making sure that the right information and stuff, and the right information and the right culture and the right kind of like ethos and stuff is like it's being done. So I'm saying, right? And I feel like that's actually a really big thing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like you're not doing justice to everybody and stuff by completely ignoring it. So I'm saying, yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's all. Okay. I just feel that and OPEX and OPEX and everyone in the cadet working group and stuff. I've been trying to tell Julian just for a very long time, but it doesn't care, so it's fine. But I just have to say it here.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's just I see it as like part of the whole, because I think we don't really focus a lot on like accuracy and like kind of like factory of information that much, like specifically as like a focal zone, because like it's just not like something we really kind of like focus on.
Maybe it should be Maybe it should be because like maybe it should be because,
so maybe if this is the problem that we think, then maybe we should actually think about that.
No, I know. I mean, it's not just think about that, right? I feel like what is the like if you think about the whole the idea of a community, right? Like, what is the point of the community, right? It's really to and what is the value? Like, what is the but can you scroll up on something or just go to propose or something, right? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like yeah. Let's go. Yeah, it's fine. Let's go. Yeah.
Okay. So basically to continue a little bit on that, so I think basically if we look at these three problems, and then we also kind of come out with the like these are the things that I mentioned in the proposal, right, in terms of like the focus areas. So it's essentially like I think each of the focus areas kind of like tackling these problems in different ways, right? And we are already kind of like doing a bunch of different things, right? And I think what kind of like Meow mentioned just now, I didn't really put that in, right? In terms of like, spreading like the information and things like that across different like X, Reddit, and Discord, and like ensuring like consistency of information. But I do see that that's also kind of like an important value that's being created. But yeah, so in terms of like this specific problems that we're dealing with and the kind of approaches that we are dealing with them with. All right. So, for example, number one, solidifying culture, right? Establishing meaning and purpose via shared identity, and so things that we've done will be like created ethos, rules guides for cadets, right? Clarify the different kind of like roles in the community, and the idea of like culture here is really like a community leader and mentor and so on, right? And then we want to make sure that cadets are selected by community leaders in a distributed manner with like checks and balances in place, right? And that cadets get.
Sorry, Julian, just to interrupt. So no one can read it because the text is much too small, and obviously you're not going to read the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, don't read the whole thing.
I can just drop the link and I can just drop.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Let's let people kind of they can read through it on their own time as well as you continue. But so from a high level, yeah.
Yeah. So from the high level, there's like three problem areas that we kind of identified and like three focus areas that we've been focusing on for like the whole of last 10 months. And we've done a bunch of different things. We can look at it in detail in the proposal, right? But essentially it's like we built different tools, grew the community, put in place information, ethos, guidelines, and everything, right? Kind of like create that focus and solve these three different problems, right? That I think in the year ahead, what we're looking at here is like we really want to make sure that we, I think number one, right, really kind of like focus on developing more leaders aggressively in the community, right? And what it means is like I think cats of culture, they are increasingly kind of like playing larger and larger roles in the community, and I think people are starting to feel like this role is significant, and they are seeing themselves in a role that they can contribute more, right? And I think recently, Cash as well, he had like he started doing like community calls with like the cats of culture to kind of like just get their feedback and things like that. So that's kind of like a good step towards tapping into this pool of leaders that's in the community, right? And people who and the only reason why they are kind of there and brought into this group is because of how certain kind of ethos and systems have been put in place to ensure that this selection and this kind of like filtering kind of happens naturally, right, in the community to bring these people together, right, and make them feel meaningful about it, right? Yeah. So then in the next upcoming, there will be also other things, right? For example, at PvP Hour, we plan to shift it a lot. We're going to shift it, right? So right now it's very much centered around just like content creation and like looking at like different content across like different social media, which I think is still important in terms of like getting the ideas, messaging, branding, everything out, right, into the space, right? But we also want to spend some time, at least during sessions, to look at like what are the creators or builders or developers in the Jupiverse there, what are they doing, and how can we as a community support these efforts and help to grow these efforts together, right? And with that, we kind of want to look at how we can then bring in $Jup, as like a way to kind of like align all these efforts, right? And use it, across these efforts. Then I think one thing that we also want to kind of highlight is also like in this upcoming, there's going to be a lot more efforts to work with like the different regional initiatives and cadets, right, to kind of do a lot more regional efforts, right? And I kind of do like a hyper localized kind of effort to grow the Jupiverse and engage different communities within the Jupiverse. Yeah.
I think these are
kind of sums up.
Scott, I think these are very important problems to solve for the ecosystem. I think the more kind of talent and the more activations we have are critical for the Jupiverse, because the Jupiverse, in order to continue to grow and in order to 10x the impact, 100x the impact, etc., we just need more people who are more deeply engaged, who feel truly like Jup is home. And that's really where I see the Catdets work group playing a pretty critical role. They've done a lot of work towards that end already, and they have plans to do a lot more of it going forward, which is what I really like to see. Meow, did you want to throw in anything else there?
Yeah, I would say that I would say that honestly, guys, I feel like since the very, very beginning of Jupiter, especially the Jupiverse, I mean, right? I think Julian, Katoshi, OPEX, and Cass, and have always been there for a long time, right? For a really, really long time. And Rolex has been really long time, has been one of the best supporters, and they have really kind of come to. They've actually really, really been the key pillars of the community, right? See what I'm saying? For the last, I would say last year or so. I would say
8 months,
last 1.5 years. No, way more than that. Like one year, and actually because like Julian and stuff, a lot of them got started even before the Jupilery.
Oh, I
right,
see.
last year, right? So I'm saying that even earlier. So it's been about 1 year and almost like 1 year, 6 months, right? Big time, big time, right? And I think that it's actually really important for everyone to, and that is a starting point, right? And that's almost like the starting point, right, of this whole conversation. See what I'm saying? That they actually were the whoever is being put up for the voting now in the Cadet working group, they were actually for a long time been the core pillar of the community. See what I'm saying? Right? So that is actually the really, really big point, right? And then obviously there were also a lot of like really great other people like WTP and NOC and Mick, whatever, right? So I'm saying, right, the name I can't pronounce it. Yeah, but I think really, really important to actually really, really understand how and that's actually where the whole conversation begins. See what I'm saying? That they were there every single fucking day, right? See what I'm saying? Right? Make sense? Right? That's actually really, really important. And secondly, and the second thing is actually really important here is to understand that because they have been here, right, every single day and stuff, right, they can actually attest, right, to the importance of being there, right? See what I'm saying? It's actually they can attest to the point of being there, right, and being constantly there, and they also understand ethos, they understand the problems, they understand the loopholes, they understand like the how things can fall apart. And because of that, they can actually be spokesperson of the community, right? And then the third thing is actually around how, and because of that, I feel like they are also probably like they can actually start to grow the community. See what I'm saying? Because when you grow a community, it must always be grown, right, from the heart. I believe that, by the way. I don't think you can grow community from being like from marketing. See what I'm saying? Right? You have to grow community from the heart, right? And I feel like that's actually the core reason why I think this work is so important, and impactful for the Jupiverse and Jupiter. It's because I feel like we have a set of people that want to actually commit, who has committed, right? So I'm saying, like a year. So I'm saying to really being here, right? And then they would like to kind of like, double down on it, right? And be even more committed. So I'm saying for the next couple of years. So I'm saying, right? And I find that's amazing, right? So I feel like that's amazing and stuff. And I think that I think and I'll be very supportive of them. Yeah. I think one of the critical things that they're also going to do as well is to actually make it a to really strengthen the community on all the fronts, whether in terms of whether I think it's like I feel like what's actually a really important role for them to play, I think, is about like information accuracy, right? I really would love that role to happen because it's not even about being biased, it's just about correct information. See what I'm saying? Like for example, I think for the last like few months, there's been a lot of like weird ass wrong information. So I would love for that thing, because and then because a lot of those things are really just hand-to-hand combat. See what I'm saying? Right? About the information. And then the other thing that's actually very, very important here. The other thing that's actually very, very important here is actually around the key idea of like, and I really cannot think of a better group of people to spread Jupiter ideas and ethos and products, right? I'm saying, than these guys. See what I'm saying? Right? And also thirdly is that I think that we are talking a lot about having really good cadets and cogs, right? And I think that and you do need an entity that is trusted right? See what I'm saying, right? By the thing here, by the community. I'm saying, to actually to figure the roles layer, to kind of like drive that. Yeah. That's just important. Yeah. So I think so all in all, I feel like all in all I feel like yeah, I feel like I really hope I want to support them, right? Same thing. And then and as usual, work groups is accountable to the DAO. So if they disappear or they don't live up to the promise, or they don't say, or they don't solve what they're trying to solve, right? You know what I'm saying, right? Then the whole committee goes haywire. Then yes, there is always the option to cut them. See what I'm saying? It's just like my bonus, right? See what I'm saying? Right? Yeah, there's always the option to cut it, right? I think that's actually critical here. Yeah. But Julian, that goes to the whole point about being very clear about problem solving, right? You know what I'm saying? I feel like you are. I still think the problems are very, very big right now, right? See what I'm saying? I really want to see like way more concise problems, right? Like for example, like for example, like ensure accuracy information, cohesive community core, right? Same thing, like well-defined scope for cadets and like COCs. You know what I'm saying, like growing the Jupiverse, like growing the cadets via A, B, and C. Same thing, like really like clearly defined scope and problem, right? It's still too much for me right now. Yeah, but yeah, let's go. Yeah, but that's it. I'm done. So however this will happens, I want to see that scope. Yeah, I'd love to see that scope. Yeah, as part of the community member. Yeah.
There we go. Well, folks, you have until Friday to finish up your votes. If you haven't already, join the many other people that have. Go take a look at both Julian's Twitter post. He's going to post that link. I think he already posted that image to Twitter, so people can dive into the details there. Go check out the proposal as well. And Julian, thanks so much for coming on and for the work that you and the rest of the CAW.
Thank you. Thanks for always being there. Thanks for always being there. Thank you. Thanks for always being there. Thank you.
Thanks, brother. All right. Well, we have one last section that we could not skip.
Yeah, my favorite. Let's go. Can I call? Let's go.
Best section of them all. All right, folks. I know we've been going for 2 hours now, but I need that energy up because our next guest here, fresh. Well, I'm not going to say it. Fresh.
Just say it.
Fresh
Come on.
and clean cock has entered the chat. Please give it up for my guy, Will Mcfletcher. Will, how you doing, brother?
God. Will, let's go.
Will, you are so muted.
I'm muted, so thanks for having me.
But now we can hear those dulcet tones. Will, how you feeling, my guy?
I'm fine. 2 hours in, I'm listening. Yeah, I'm good.
Some of the whitest teeth in the Jupiverse. Will, my friend, for anyone who does not know, can you tell them about your role on Uplink and what you've been contributing to the DAO?
Yeah, so I think I'm in the Jupiverse since like before the first Jupiary. Then I got more active after the drop, like in the community and stuff. I think I started out like with bounties. That's how I got to Uplink the first time. Then I sent like a grant proposal to Uplink, had a call with OG, but didn't happen, nothing, because we didn't know like how we come together, like how I fit in. I don't know, but then like 2 months or something later, shortly after the Jup and Juice podcast, I think someone hopped off the team. Then I got on like part-time, and I think, yeah, I was just grinding it out, and now it feels like I'm little OG almost. So yeah, I'm handling
little OG, you're twice as height, dude.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm handling Twitter, the TikTok, everything that I think there needs to be like help. I think like Uplink works like very hands-on with the whole team on everything. So if there's, for example, like we want to grow the YouTube at the moment or make more high quality content, level that up. So like everyone is giving feedback, everyone is there putting ideas, or there's something to be done. Like don't matter like who has time is basically doing it. So yeah, but officially I'm the meme officer or the Twitter intern, I guess. But yeah.
The chat loves Will, and for good reason. Will has been bringing not only the vibes. I remember when you were still working a day job, Will, you quit your day job to join the Jupiverse full time, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
Yeah. I quit.
Let's go.
Also, for the record, OG is taller than I am, so that was why I was making that joke. Will is actually twice my height. He's probably like 1.5 times OG's height. In any case, Will, I mean, one of my favorite things about Will is just his bank of memes, I will say. When there was a new intern took over the main Twitter page, I know that they reached out to Will and like, hey, what do you have? 90 messages got popped into that group that he just been saving. He just texts himself memes all the time to store them up, which I think is great. Well, what's been the most difficult and the most delightful part of working with Uplink and working in a working group generally?
I mean, like, I think maybe working in a work group, like the setup we have right now. I mean, like, work groups are still like a new thing in the Jupiverse.
It's new thing,
First year, so like nothing is perfect yet. I think like it's maybe at the moment not for everyone. I have like the feeling that Uplink, for example, is like a group of like workaholics that are like addicted to not sleep and I don't know, to just be at the computer like all day. That's maybe not for everyone like a full-time thing, because I think like Zach said that the other day in voice chat. He calculated of like how many hours he works like actually, and it doesn't even make sense anymore. Like it's two full-time jobs almost, so yeah, I think like that's maybe the hard part for somebody else. For me, it's not that hard because I was always like I was always in crypto, even if I was not working in Uplink. I was always there late in the night, grinding on Twitter or trying to I mean, like, I brought news, for example, so I was like already doing what I'm doing in Uplink before in Web3 a little bit. So yeah, I've been around. I think that's the hardest part, that it's like a lot of hours and you have to be like there when something happens, or you should be there. But yeah, I think the team is super cool. It feels like working in like of these unicorn companies like Amazon early, or like Microsoft or something like very early. So if there's more work, whatever, it's just cool to be a part of it. You see the growth, you see your own impact. Yeah, so I think that's like the more positive side. If you work a normal 9 to 5, you have your KPIs, you reach the KPIs, you get your bonus or whatever, and then it's fuck off.
That's right. It's not here. It goes back to the idea that like these working groups are like miniature startups, right? Like if you work in a startup, if you're trying to make a big impact, time is limited. Gotta go all the way. You recently got the COC.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
No, please, meow. Go ahead.
Oh no, just thinking about like the whole COC thing is like, it's so interesting, right? It's entirely it's also very interesting because like it's like how. Yeah, I'm actually also very curious about that process actually. Like, how do you find the group? Like how do you what's the process like? You see what I'm saying? And then and who are the people in there and everything? Yeah,
So I mean, like, I was just like put in that called chat, I guess, like the other day when Cash had that meeting. I'm not sure how it's for the others, to be honest. I just started to get super active in the Discord. I'm like in voice chat, I think like all day, every day now with like Sax and the podcast boys. Yeah, and then at one point I was just like asking what that role actually is. And then someone said, you should have that already. And yeah, I think that's how it came. Someone, I think the internal process is someone requests an internal Cork vote on a new one, and then yeah, it's a yes or no. Yeah, but I mean I know these guys like from before. I met like a lot of these guys in person in Catstanbul. So yeah, I mean like it's family.
Yeah, I think I think it's also very cool because now there's this internal. I think there's this internal cat vote as well, right? See what I'm saying, right? Yeah. It's hilarious, I think.
Yeah, Will was voted in as a cat of culture, but all working group members will get it forward. I am not yet a cat of culture, for the record, Will. So you outrank me right now in the Jupiter community. So hats off. You definitely have earned it.
So Will, how do you come up with all these ideas for memes and stuff? Like what's the top process?
Yeah, I think like I did a little like workshop in the Discord with like the other I mean like not workshop, we were giving feedback, I guess. But yeah, that question came up as well. I don't know. I mean, like, I think the definition of a meme is like to like a meme is something that already exists, and you do just like a twist on it. So like you don't invent the meme basically. So yeah, I'm just on Twitter. I'm on the internet since, I don't know, man, like 15 years. I just have like that feeling of what's funny and what's not, I guess. And then it's already like, I already remember memes from back in the day, and I'd be like, okay, that fits that situation, and then that's how it comes together. Sometimes I see something, then I save it, like Cash said, I send it to myself. I store them, and then when I want to post something, I have like so much that, yeah, no problem. I just pick one of them basically. But yeah, it's always like the twist
I
on.
like it. It's like you don't really invent the meme, right? You go with the flow. You know what I'm saying, you know? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
one.
That's right.
Yeah.
For anyone else who wants to become a COC over time, Will, what would be your advice if they're watching this right now?
Yeah, to go in the Discord, I guess. I think like that's like the main spot where the COCs are. Yeah, hop in the voice chat with us. Hop in the general chat maybe if you're like super new to like figure out like where to go and what to do. Yeah, just get to know the others, and I think like at one point you just become part of like the furniture, and then one person will put you up for a vote and you get the role or not. But usually, I think if you put up for a vote, I think usually it's already like a yes-ish situation. So yeah. But yeah, just like be active, be there, get to know. Like there's always like a bunch of people in voice chat almost all day. Get to know the others, and then yeah.
That's right. Well, if you want to be like Will, the first step is to go follow him on Twitter. He's already got 20,000 followers because the man is great at Twitter, obviously. He's very good. Definitely go follow Uplink. And anytime you see something that's particularly funny, ask yourself, is this an OG? Is this a Will? I feel like we should have people guess underneath every Uplink post. Was this OG? Was this Will? Was this Molu? Was this somebody else? That'd be
it's funny.
that'd be really fun. All right. Well, you're at Will Mcfletcher. People should go follow him. Thanks so much for being part of not just the community, but of Uplink.
But one last thing, Will. Thanks for everything. You're great. You're amazing. It was amazing seeing you at Istanbul. I'm so happy you're here around. I'm so happy you're here. And like, yeah, let's do some stuff together. I think, let us. I know last
Might have a
month
big thing
has
happening
been
at some point
quite.
in the near future.
Hopefully, yeah. Let's go. Yeah, but thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Seriously, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks so much, and thank you everybody else for sticking with us. 2 hours and 11 minutes. I think this is the second longest one we've ever done, which is pretty impressive, I gotta say. We covered a lot of ground here, folks. We talked about Operation J.U.P and how we're improving comms. We talked about all the product improvements that have been happening. J.U.P Indonesia is now out there into the world. 50th event for Catdets PvP Hour, as well as J.U.P and Juice. 20,000 subs on YouTube and 91,000 watch hours. We talked about product updates across Spot, mobile, portfolio, and of course, J.U.P Perps. We got to talk about verification a little bit, along with a bunch of frank talk around the DAO, some of the vibes, where they're at, where things are going to go forward, maybe some branding decisions. Got to hear about the CAWG proposal and the importance of work groups. And of course, we got to hang out with my guy, Will Fletcher, which is pretty crazy. Folks, Hanko wants to keep this party going, but unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, fortunately, I have a kid that I go put to sleep. So I need to say goodbye. Meow, any final words from you, brother?
No, it's great to do this again. Yeah, you're right.
Be back,
you're right. It's good to be back. We should do this every week and stuff, right?
Every single Wednesday, folks.
And
it's gonna happen. They probably won't all be this long. I'm gonna flag that right now. That like going forward, since we do it every week, we had a lot of stuff built up that needed to come out, so that's why it took a little bit longer. But everybody, thank you so much for coming out. You don't have to go home, but you cannot stay here. We'll catch you next Wednesday, same time, same place. Goodbye.